wonderful day of managing risk as we basically just slide through the ES market using the tools that we have available for us, and the most important tool being the market profile. Actually, probably the most important tool is your brain. So market profile is really not going to help you if your brain's not working. Anyways, let's do what we always do. Let's jump onto the monthly morning double R. We could see that the monthly is still forcing us to maintain that perspective. Let's look at the SPX here, um, just so we can get, the real deal look. Very similar, still here to the futures market, but the futures market can be off a little bit. So we'll just, as we're zoomed out, we'll look at the monthly and the weekly on the SPX. We can kind of see, we're just in this downtrend still, a little bit of break of this trend. What's surprising to me is really nobody's kind of talking about it. Everyone's kind of talking about this pushback down that we've had this past couple of days, but no one's really talking about that we did at least pierce that trend. And so we'll kind of see what happens today. This is showing as yesterday's close 39.33. The market's up about 20 handles, 39.50. So we'll see what goes on today, but really no change on the monthly. Taking a peek at the weekly, right? Same thing as we discussed yesterday. We've got lower lows, lower highs, still maintaining this downtrend from the all-time high. We had a cessation of one time framing, and yesterday we came close. What was the low yesterday? 1839 on the SPX, and the low here is 0650. So, no test of that low, so this little excess remains. You can see the market on a weekly basis is just kind of in a little 4-week balance. Maybe a little bit of look above. You could probably just draw your balance like that. Let's switch over to the daily. For this, we'll look at the ES market, and we can see on a futures only, or RTH only. Oh damn, these bots are on us that quick. I haven't even opened up YouTube yet. These bots are on us that quick. All right, sorry, I had to those weirdos. Basically, you can see we're right at that 100 SMA. We're in a very big bracket. You could probably even, give us a little technical analysis here. Redraw these as a channel, and you can kind of see, for the most part, come up, come down, come up, come down. So we're in kind of that breaking stage, which we know that, right? We don't really need the channel to explain us to that, but we can kind of see the process here. And we know that if there's really a breach of this balance low, and a hold below, which, we're kind of just hanging out right now. Let's go ahead and switch this to show the full hours. You can kind of see we're just balancing at the low right here. Typically, this will happen before the market does decide to break lower, right? So we saw yesterday the market got a little bit too short, ended up bouncing. The bounce continued into today. We got some economic data that continued the bounce. That economic data was the initial or continuing jobless claims and initial jobless claims, right? Initial jobless claims basically came in right on, but continuous jobless claims came elevated. A bad news is good news type situation. No real economic news for the rest of the day. And then tomorrow, for Friday, before the market, we have PPI, which should be a fairly decent market mover. And then after the market opens, we have consumer sentiment coming out of Michigan. And then we get some CFT positions and things like that. So that'll be interesting to see. Jumping onto the profile, do a little review of yesterday. Right, not much has changed, so there's not really a lot to do. Yesterday was an inside day. We traded inside the previous day's range the entire day. And, so mostly just a balance. Initial move was up, second move was down, third move was up, fourth move was down, fifth move was up, sixth move was down. Market finished basically kind of in balance. It did leave a poor low, but it repaired it during Globex. You could see how thin the volume was during that move down. We had talked about the previous day, or during the previous day, that this 39.20, 39.18 level, there had been a big buyer previously pre-market. Well, you see right where Globex traded down to, right to that spot, and then just ran up nice. So I actually caught a pretty decent trade overnight, which was cool. Morning, Peter. Morning, Lecker. But it basically, I mean, right to where that buyer was at before, so we can assume that that buyer is still lurking in the shadows, just trying to be a little bit sneaky. So far here, I mean, we still have 17 minutes until the market opens up, so and we're close to the top of the range. We could see a little bit of upside possibility to open up on the gap, but overnight inventory is for the most part uh neutral, right? Balanced. Not really anything too crazy. Oh, this thing's down here. These things, all these references are like right on the same spot. Um, so fairly balanced. So not really a huge opportunity for correction off of the open. We do have a fairly wide point of control. You can see here 9 TPOs wide. So maybe a pushback down if there's a liquidation off the open. That would be that target, that 39.40. A number that we've been seeing a ton lately, 39.44. We had talked about it on the way up initially, and then since we've been up here, it's been kind of that low that the market's been kept getting bought off of, relatively around, right? And so if we were to do this, and we were to separate these profiles from here, and then, I mean, you can really see where all the volume came in here, down here at the low. And if we combine it with the Globex session, you could see it's right here around that 20, right here around this cluster of 20 SMA, 100 SMA. Yesterday's settle, today's half back. So a lot of references sitting there, a lot of support, I feel like, here. So if we open up inside yesterday's range and we do move lower, we need to see a very strong response off of that settle. If not, then I think that'll be the end of it. It'll be at 39.20. Let's say in the next 15 minutes the market opens up on a gap. We really want to see acceptance above yesterday's high to trade through these singles and get going early, or else probably you'll see that rotation down. Because we're opening up 20 handles off the settle, we may see a positive breath early on. We may see a positive tick early on. And remember what we talk about, right? When we have these kind of divergences leading early, our sectors are going to become the most important thing along with our tick, right? If we don't start to see any negative ticks and all these sectors are green and the market's opening up above yesterday's settle, well, we don't really want to be fading that market, right? We want to be waiting patiently until we start to see some red here, start to see our tick at least move down. I like to get a tick below zero if we're going to close a gap or something like that, but I like to see the tick trying to work its way down as well. I'm thinking about switching to Sierra charts to take the weekend to get used to it. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I like Sierra charts. And I'm pretty I'm pretty well versed with it, I guess, at this point. So if you have questions, just let me know. I'm not an expert or anything with it. But the forums for Sierra charts, pretty much every answer out there or any question that you do have about trading is easily accessible with just a quick Google. So see that VWAP's way down 39.43. I guess we could take a little peek around the block. We've got some time today. Not much change. Not much rambling from me. So take a peek at the dollar. You've got you can see the dollar actually traded lower yesterday. Has been trading lower. It's getting underneath of that 200 moving average. See that 20 moving average really steepening down, the 50 coming down below the 100. So still not that what do they call it, the death cross or anything, but it has broken some significant levels, and the next level of real support, is, I mean, pretty much kind of where it's at. And if it doesn't hold this 105, 104 range, probably get a deeper pullback down here to like probably close to that 100 level. So we'll kind of have to monitor that. That would be decent for the market. The Australian dollar is still doing well, breaking out a trend. The euro is still strong as ever, but hasn't really moved much in the past couple of weeks. Just still kind of stuck, but holding this very steep uptrend, which is pretty surprising. A lot of times we'll see this trend, might happen today, to get broken by time and not by direction, right? If this thing just keeps trading sideways, well, then this trend would be broken naturally, but not necessarily by anything but just time. Might take more than a weekend. Yeah, it might. Yeah, it should be. It should. I haven't changed anything recently. Bitcoin trying to, come back to life a little bit, but still trading pretty low. Oil got beat down pretty bad past 4 days. Had a little bit of a bounce during Globex right up to that previous high. We've got a poor high here. We'll go ahead and create an alert. So that's a tradable opportunity. So once it gets, if it gets up there to get tested, there's a tradable opportunity if we can watch some trading there. Gold back down under 1800. Um, so I actually shorted gold from 1791, ended up closing at 1781. I was actually looking for 77 because there's a gap down here on a non-extended chart. Yeah. So there was a gap down here to this 79. But I was looking for 77 because I thought we were gonna get back in that range, but it ended up bouncing, and luckily I closed it, so it was only a day trade. But could have went worse. Apple, kind of leading the market down the past couple of days, got beat down again pretty bad, but did bounce off the lows. Bunch of short covering going on in the market right now if you're trading. Um, AMD still respecting its downtrend. Amazon been taking a shellacking, right? That you could see how long ago we were short, and it just kept going. Yeah, hard to hold through all that, but just keeps breaking down. Brookshire, I've added a couple to the morning routine just because of the weights to them. So still doing, pretty decently here. Holding a pretty steep uptrend coming right up to it, right to that 200. The FTSE 100. We could take a peek at it. Is it in here? Futures. They have it on Thinkorswim. We might have to look on trading view for that. Oh, let me see here. EG. Yeah, I don't know. I can look on I'll look on what's it called? Trading view. Is this COVID? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty close. I haven't traded this a lot, to be honest with you. Um, it's not looking great the past couple of days, one time framing down here, but really not a ton of range. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure how it trades. I'd have to look more into it. Let me look more into it and then I'll post something in the Discord. We got about 6 minutes until the market opens up. Any questions or anything, let me know. Let's go ahead. Um, I'm wondering, Double R, if the FTSE's doing the S&P 500 dance still, like it hasn't had the break yet. Like you guys haven't hit the turn yet. So I guess we'll kind of see leading into winter. All right, now we're ready. Got about 2 minutes until the market opens up. Now's the time to finalize your trade plans, do some meditation, do whatever it is that you need to do to prepare yourself to be ready to manage risk. 39 is the biggest level. $47. A nice long-term short setting up. Yeah, thinking that same thing actually. What's going to be hard is oftentimes you see rejection at highs like that. Like, so let's say even today, right, we could see like a pop of these singles, and if it fails to hold above, kind of like this value and really above yesterday's range, then we'll probably return back to here. Even if the market does trade up into these singles, if it trades back inside the previous day's range, there's good odds that it trades back down. So it could be the same idea. So like, let's say it trades back down, it hits the high, all-time high, trades back down, you fade it from that all-time high, your stop's the all-time high, you're good. You shorted just above, you're way in profit, way in profit. There's going to be so much volatility that it's going to be so hard not to take profit. um I remember when we finally broke, it was like 39, it was like 3300 the market broke out of, which was basically the pre-COVID high, and it was just like, if you were getting long or short from there, it was such a gigantic pain in the ass. But it looked like a lot of people got long-term short and then got squeezed, and that's the one thing you got to be afraid of. All right, here's our open. Notice the breath open up pretty positive. 3.6 on the NYSE, 2.5 on the NASDAQ. Sectors are fairly mixed. Tech and healthcare barely red here, but they are red. Tick opens up 865. We're back breaking above the open now. Should start to catch some more upside here. Back to the open. Everything's kind of flipping green here. Yeah, little rotation back through the open. Tick is coming down. Little flip back to red. The breath is actually picking up here. Oh, there it goes. It rotates back down. The NYSE breath was like picking up for a second, and then all of a sudden it started to see where view ops at. A little bit of short covering right there on the 49, but then they pushed below it here. See if we get continued volume lower. Back into the weak spot. So this is that short covering right here at the, was that like 49? It's at 52. Any pop of the open should take us back up to that prior day high to try to test above it. Volume still coming down here though. Seeing the sectors, very mixed, not really moving much at all. Second, I'm getting a phone call. Hey. So watch this 45, guys. A lot of selling came in on that 45, and we didn't push much lower. It looks like they want to move the market lower, and they're just kind of struggling here at yesterday's half back. Tick's trying to breach zero. You see health. Look at healthcare, tech, financials, consumer discretionary, all just kind of smashed lower with the market. Look at all the volume coming in down here at the low as well. They're really giving this thing the old college try here. Energy's even flipping red. Energy's really selling off here. What's oil doing? Oil's down 73. Only 17 contracts trade on this low tick. We're right at the VWAP. And the market's just kind of struggling here. You're seeing a ton of volume come in, but for some reason the market's not going lower. So you wonder, maybe a little bit momentum shorts got a little bit too short. Back to this 45. This is where the volume started really pouring in. You see, we got weak spots up here, 52, and a weak spot right here at this 47 area. Is the tick still positive? Tick still positive. Yes, Alex. Yeah. I'm out. Nice start of the day. Did you go? You got short? Nice. AMD's pushing new lows. Yeah, the tick is still positive. But look at the breadth. The breadth is almost back to neutral. It's just that is a weak look from the tick, and we're just kind of like it looks like the market's just kind of accumulating a position right underneath of the VWAP. Any break above 47 probably takes us. I mean, any break of 47. The dollar map. The offer. Kind of looks like the market is getting too short. Yeah, I agree. There's just a lot of volume coming in and the market's not moving lower, right? Everything is still leaning down, and so it's a tough spot to buy, but there might be an opportunity here to take this and then try to get it to the get it above that open. They're gonna keep. I mean, it's only been, what time is it? It's only been 9 minutes, so they're still trying to sell this thing up or sell this thing down. Struggling. Sellers are getting heavy right here. Buyers are showing up for work, it looks like. Nice. Could pop off this half back here. These look for sellers to capitulate. So if you took that long, this is the spot where you're either flattening out for a little 2 point trade, or you're trying to pay attention to notice, are the buyers going to jump up and push through the halfback? And they didn't right there. And you see the bid, someone's trying to get filled, it looks like, but they're being patient. You see a lot of these bids pulling as the price comes down, trying to lure price lower to get filled at a better price, it seems. Nasdaq's not really jumping up like the Dow. The Dow looks good. Nasdaq is looking kind of weak as fuck. The Dow actually looks pretty strong. We've got the Dow up 0.46, Nasdaq's basically flat, ES is up 0.24, Russell's up 0.9. So the Dow really trying to lead the charge again. Look at all this volume coming in down here. Tech has cooled off quite a bit. It was down a lot more. Healthcare is almost back to flat. Consumer discretionary 0.2, so it's cooled off a little bit. But still, the downside is kind of the leading side. And really, that failure to break above that half back wasn't the greatest look for the market if it wanted to get upside continuation. The only thing really making me kind of hold on here to a thought of the upside is that the tick is just not getting below zero. Right, so we're really not seeing this tick do what it should do what it should do, really. And you're seeing the weighted AD is kind of positive. So it looks like there's some buying in the market, but it's not very strong. And there's some selling in the market, but the selling is not very strong either. If the market doesn't get back down to the settle, okay, so let's say even if there is a little bit more downside and it gets above half back, that's that's probably a longer term trade that you could look to take. Your stop's going to have to be a little bit wide, but that would be a target of up here that 66 into those single prints. Let's see what we're working with here. Where's the reward wise? If not, I think I'd want to wait. If it does break the settle, I kind of want to look and see if it gets down here to this 30 area and see if I could get filled there. Could just see more balance today. And the reason I'm not really getting short right here is because I feel like I already missed it. If I was short, I wanted to be short closer to the open. I just wasn't fast enough because my phone, I was on the phone. Sometimes phone calls are not the best timing. So there's a little liquidation break. Let's see if we can get below the settle. There's opportunity here to really manage some risk. Volume coming in below short covering here, so it should get continuation. Oh, up and above it. If the market gets back above 40 quarter, we'll probably see it trade back up to the point of control. There it goes. Buyers look to be struggling right here, but they're trying. They're just kind of struggling here. There they go. Nice. Get above that half back, you motherfucker. I wanna be a baller, shot collar, 20-inch blade, only Impala. I'm not really a huge fan of this retracement here. I want to see the buyers really step up right here and pop this thing back up. If it gets below the 43, I'm going to flatten. So remember what we talked about, right? If it didn't break the settle, there's an opportunity to manage risk there. We need to see it get above the half back and get over. Buying, stepping in. There's a lot of selling here, but look at consumer discretionary and financials both flipped positive. Healthcare is basically flat. Tech's more red than it was, to be honest. Weekly VWAP is up at 68. So if we can hold this 81, it should be. Come on. Let's go. There goes the NASDAQ. Come on, NASDAQ. Let's keep rolling. Dow wants the upside. Y'all want the upside. Just give us what we want. All right, so we held the half back. The target here really is at prior day high, 61 half. The open, of course, we should see some battling around the open most likely. Right here, this where this thin volume's at. If we might see some backing and filling from these sellers. Everything is kind of flipping green here, though. Tick is looking strong, so I feel like we're still good here. Mechanical selling on the open naturally because everyone's a little bitch. Breath is picking up strong. This thing could fucking fly. Come on. These fucking stupid trap shorts from yesterday. Let's just squeeze their asses out. We remember we do still technically need to come back down here and repair this poor low. So that's still on my mind, and that's why I'm being so suspect, I guess, of these trades. But um, I mean, I'm in a killer trade right now.
But how long are you gonna be in it?
I'm still in it. I'm 5 lots long from 39.50.
I know. 39.50, I thought you said you weren't getting in, and unless it got above the 40 quarter.
Yeah, but we had this opportunity right here to manage risk, Jared. I literally bought
Okay.
in right here, put my stop right below the settle. I even said it. Said right here you have an opportunity to manage risk.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I heard you say it, And then I went to go use the bathroom. I was like, let's see what happens. And I came back. I was like, son of a bitch. Nice trade.
Thanks. Just had to wait for it. I miss like
Yeah.
I missed the
I caught the
short.
short.
You caught
I
the
caught the
short?
short.
Yeah, Likely
Mm-hmm.
caught a nice short too,
Dude,
I think. Yeah.
I don't fucked up. I
But
put on more size than I wanted to. I had it on 5 instead of 1
Dude,
on Sierra charts.
I got in that short at 39.59, but I had to go to work, so I put my stop at 39.60 and it took me out at the top and fucking flushed.
Oh, I got in at 45 and got out at 41.
Damn.
You were in at 59.
59, that's what I said.
You said 39.50.
No, 59. Oh,
he
did
said
I meant
39.59.
Yeah.
59.50 is what I got
Yeah.
in at. Oh,
Another
39.59, yeah.
another
I got
ripper
in at
today.
59.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Oh, damn, I got out.
Above the overnight high. And fail.
A little bit of selling up there. I only have one lot left on. I just closed on that high. I closed the lot on that 55.50, that retracement. And I'm gonna move my stop up here to 55.75. And if it comes back down, I'll try to get back in on a retracement. Still looking to take that high here. I ultimately want to see above the 70, above the 66, but I'm a realist, so I'm just gonna not take profit at the high. That's just dumb.
Brazil dreaded 66 again, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I was saying that this morning, dude. So remember yesterday we were trading, right? And I was like, bro, the market's down at 20. This is where I was gonna buy it. So I ended up buying it, leaving it on all night, just one lot. Woke up this morning, closed it at 55. It went up all the way to
Damn.
66. I didn't have a take profit on it. I was just gonna hold it for today
Yeah.
and add on to it. But yeah, dude, it's fucking perfect. Look, I
Oh,
mean,
that's nice.
luckily the market did what it was supposed to.
Yeah, I'd be curious if we could get back up there, because I don't know. I mean, I get why that was buying off of the level there was, all the way up to here, but ain't no sense in going all the way up there because they already know what's gonna happen.
You're so funny.
You're so-
It's like, well, Al said this is gonna go down. It's gone up every day since.
No, they tried this trick already.
I mean, really, so we could even move this balance here, and now that we're seeing all of these areas, so we'll just move it down to this 36. Because that's kind of where we're seeing all of this interaction at. Right? We have the 20 weekly moving average, the 100 daily, the settle was there. And we can just consider this our balance low, I think. The market wants these single prints. It wants them, and it will have them. Like, I'll have these single prints right now, please. Thank you. Why is the fucking... How thin the book is getting right now. Whew. Nice.
Damn, I got taken out. Ha! Shit. That was a nice 7-point trade.
So if it does break it, Brad, the 66, what do you think we could run up to?
I mean, it depends. This could be a fail area here.
Yeah.
Especially because there's this this poor low, that's really what gets me nervous about a breakout. Um, and let's say if the market does fail and it starts to balance, then that starts to turn me onto the spot where I want to be selling all these rallies because I think eventually one of them is going to break the low. Um, but if it is able to get above these single prints and start to close up some of this, weak structure that we had from this liquidation, then that would be a little bit more bullish. I just don't know if it has the juice or if anyone really has the willpower to do that into the Fed next week, right? We've got interest rates coming
Yeah.
out next week. If anyone's going to be brave enough to really be buying this thing up, it just came down, a couple 5 or 6%. There's the daily from that trend line to the low was like 4.5%. So really until it does what it's supposed to do and kind of flips the switch, but it's hard to be a seller really unless we're below yesterday's settle, to be honest, for me at least. We even talked about that pre-market that if it came down here, I thought it was going to bounce. And happened to get lucky.
I wasn't in. I got a little impatient. I got in at 60, then got out at 63.
I think we're going to 73. That's my next target.
Just got my mouse hovering over the sell ask right here. Okay, kill him. Nah, nice trade. Damn, dude, you nailed the bottom.
A whole new world. A new fan.
I went to the danger zone.
So nice little pop there of that Globex high. That's what we wanted to see. And look at everything. Look, breath is 6-1, Nasdaq 3-1. Everything's green except energy. It's kind of like, there was nothing telling us really to get out of that trade. We just tapped the weekly VWAP. I thought we were going to get a little bit higher than that. But if we give up this 65, that might be, if you took a later short, that would be kind of the time to probably bail on it.
You gonna hold the 73, Brad?
The 73?
Yeah.
Oh, like, do I think it's not going to trade through it?
Oh, you think it's gonna trade through it?
I think we're going to go test it. That's like halfway in between these.
73, 74, yeah.
It's like halfway in between these distributions. Really, the weak spot here is like 76.25. A lot of volume exchanging hands. And remember, this is what we kind of wanted to see. We were talked about how getting into these single prints could be a fail area. If the market gets accepted back inside the previous day's range below 61, that could bring us back down to this point of control. And really, that target would be that poor low. So you've got to be careful here. I know we just got a nice break, but you gotta be careful. Nothing is really saying that it's just gonna fucking fall out of the sky, but we know how the market is, so how it can be. A lot of volume coming in now, right above the prior day's high. You kind of gotta assume that that's responsive selling because it's below the excess. Unless we get above it, unless we get above this 66 area. Above this 66 area, if these shorts start to cover again from here, it could get really dangerous for we could see a flush all the way through these single prints here. I'll be right back.
Hello, anybody out there?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, thanks. I'm just checking. I can't get the audio to work on mine, but it's working now. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Well.
What do we have here? About having confidence in your trade, Brad's like, I'll be right back. Me, I'm like fucking got my hand hovering over a button. Brad's like, I ain't worried. No, they're 72. Might just run up.
Sure.
I'm not in, bro. I don't give a fuck either way.
I said we're going to 73.
I caught another little part of that long right there, and I'm chilling.
Would you guys get long this morning? I wasn't here.
Oh man, we nailed the fucking low like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, like I literally
When
got
you
long
say
at
we, you mean
39.
Brad. I didn't get long down there. I went to the bathroom and missed the move of the century.
You're in the singles now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we run right up. We could go up to 4,000 though, I think, or
Really?
past it.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, I don't know about, I don't, but
We're just so the weekly VWAP is right here at 68.75, and so basically what I'm assuming is that the market shoved. And let me find the VWAP here. I gotta find a weekly VWAP on TOS so we can look at it on a bar chart. It'll make it a little bit easier to pay attention to. Let's go 30 minutes and let's. I mean, we're so close to 73. Is it really gonna just leave 20 contracts on the high and not give me a 73? Not give me my satisfaction? I doubt it. I'll force it up one more tick if I have to myself. 350 contracts right on that 73.
Oh,
just
yeah.
begging to get,
It's going up.
get bought up.
When I start seeing orders getting placed up there, then they're gonna get filled.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that consolidation we've been in for, I don't know how long now. And it looks like it based out at below value there. And now it's breaking out to the upside. So it could
Yeah.
run, just
Don't-
run right back.
The only thing making me nervous, Roach, is this poor low. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Like, if we don't fill these singles and fail, this thing's coming back down all the way to here. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that's making me. And actually, even if we do fill the singles, but we don't hold up above these levels, I think if there's any acceptance below 61.50, then this thing comes all the way back down to 24.
Yeah.
And we saw
Yeah,
yesterday
yeah.
the market can do that, right? 61 to 24. Like it can do that in a single day. So we definitely don't want to rule that out.
Yeah, definitely. And what I'm saying is not really like, I'm not saying, oh, it's just running right up there. I'm just saying more of a longer term. It's just been bouncing in value here, up and down, up and down. Yeah,
Right,
it could come
yeah.
right back down into consolidation, fake to the bottom, and then go up. Who knows, you know?
Yeah. No, I was agreeing with you. I was just saying like that's the only thing. Like I'm definitely on the long side, but that's the only thing that's making me nervous is that poor low.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
But so here's let me get rid of all this shit. This is for the daily chart, so I don't need on a 30-minute. This blue one. Okay, so here's the weekly view up. Start of the week was up here, right? We've traded lower the first 2 days. We traded down to about down about 3%, 3.5% on the week, right? If we include the Globex session, you can see it a little bit easier because it maps out the days. So here's Monday. Here's that low from yesterday's low, right? Last night's low didn't get quite down to the previous Globex low. That's what Roach is talking about, that kind of accumulation. And this is kind of what I'm thinking. This VWAP, this dotted pink line, is the weekly volume weighted moving average. So look, they smash it down, accumulate, smash it down, accumulate. So where do you think the target is? Just like Roach said, 4,000, where they accumulated underneath the VWAP originally at the start of the week. So accumulation, distribution, where did they accumulate before? Right here. So it makes sense. This is where sellers are going to be sitting. And there's not really much in between here. So it's kind of like, it could, like, and I was just kind of going with his thesis, is it really could just run all the way up to that 4,000. There's not really a ton of resistance, at least that I'm seeing, in its way. But, who knows? Life's a crazy place. Crazy world, lots of smells. Right? The Office. And look at the distribution of the tick too. I mean, we have the weighted AD, really elevated here. But I mean, look how much time the tick has spent below zero, almost non-existent.
Getting higher lows.
And look at tech. Tech went down from down 0.5 to up 0.8. Volume switching up. So what we'd like to see is we'd like to see this pop before the volume point of control moves up, and then a retest of it, then continuation. That would be the ultimate scenario that tells us that initiated buying is stepping up. If the point of control shifts up and then the market starts to trail down, that lets us know that it's responsive selling.
I think you called the top, Brad.
What?
So I think you called the top, 73.
No, I think we're going higher.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. You never do.
No, no,
Ding!
I'm done. Okay, well, okay, real quick. Okay. I hope we fucking shit off the cliffs. You know what? I wouldn't wish that upon you. I hope you're fucking 8 watts deep now, and I hope it fucking shits. I wouldn't say that, but
Well, open one hand
no,
and shit in the other and see which one fills up first.
no, I don't think we're gonna break that 73 right here.
Only 65 contracts trade on that high tick, and that 342 lot order is still just sitting right there. They definitely didn't fill all the orders at the high tick. But failure for sellers really to hold it below 68 is kind of a weak sign from sellers. The 68.70 is kind of the battleground, so sellers really want to hold it below there. You figure, and now goes our point of control shifting up. I'm not a huge fan of. I'd like to see the market pop before this point of control shifts up. But volume's pretty light still, so might not be that big of a deal. Offers are stacking right on the top. Yeah, they are. They are what you would call fucked.
In layman's terms.
Give me those fucking stops. Morning, Patrick. So that's basically like 2, 3, 4. That's like 4 times it tried to take that 73. Those offers up at 73. And it failed. So if it gets below 68 here, then you could probably see some liquidation from these laggard buyers that are buying at the high. Sellers trying to smash down the B1 weekly view up.
See you
There's
later,
68.
homie.
See if we get the liquidation. A little bit of shorts or stops come out right there. NASDAQ comes down and catches a little bit of a pop. Right back to 68. See, if they can hold this below 68, they can really, you start to get scared momentum longs trapped up here. That's what I was saying. I wanted to see it pop first and then retest the point of control, not have the point of control shift. Ticks below 0 now. Breath is cooling quite a bit. X pulling back a little bit. One more check. They want one more check inside this prior day area. If they can't get back down to the prior day low, that's a big sign of weakness from selling. So they've got overhead inventory. They should be able to liquidate buyers. Maybe buyers are holding their stop at the B low, but they should be able to liquidate buyers and get the market back inside that prior day area or prior day range, and that's where they're going to try to hold. Sellers should move down. If they don't, then probably just continue up. So now we just wait.
Yay. Yay, let me get in the buying opportunity again.
Yeah, so now we kind of know what the strategy is, and we just wait.
It makes sense, right? Go test the B low. Like, hey, you gonna let me get it on discount or not?
Sellers getting a little bit too aggressive right here at this 65.50. See, they're really hammering the bid here. They can't get it inside that prior day's range. That's where your opportunity will be at, your lowest risk opportunity. Well, just because it's low risk doesn't mean it's high probability. Remember that. The low risk, low probability trade, so it's not really the best trade to take. They're bleeding it down, trying.
See you later. Get in, bitches. Going shopping.
They failed at that 65. Watch the 68 now.
Brad, that wasn't no guess.
What?
Oh, we're gonna break. We're gonna break the B low.
Oh, we're gonna break the B low. Jared said we're gonna break the B low. Everyone, short.
Short right here. Best opportunity.
What?
Hammer
That
it.
get short? Okay, I'm in. Oh fuck.
Hammer it.
Jared, you got all mine covered, right? In case that doesn't go that way, you're cool with that?
Yep.
Send it,
Got you covered.
send it in the mail.
God bless you.
You'll
Checks
get
in the mail.
You'll get a Christmas ground.
Yeah, what is your PayPal or your fucking Square Cash?
All right, so we're right at the 68. The offer came in just right above this. Yeah, and they're giving it up again. So if I mean that was just a weak ass look, right? Like we said, a low risk, low probability trade, but it was just a really weak look. Now, if the market fails to hold above this 70, that's really where the offer was at, 71 half maybe. If it fails to hold above that and can get back below that 65, then we'll have more trapped momentum longs above, and that might be the fuel that it needs. But as of right now, it's kind of like no one's really willing to make the decision yet. You kind of see like the buying down here around this 65, a competition from the sellers and the buyers, and then the same thing up here on the 70. These are like almost ledges basically, and they're kind of ping-ponging right in the middle. So all these people in the middle basically are just gambling. These are buyers, these are sellers. We just have to wait for one to give up. And I'm in a risk neutral trade now with my stop loss on break even. So with that, I will be right back. I gotta grab a drink. Sore throat still.
Yeah, I keep flirting with that 68.
Oh, but also I think that's gone up because I'm in a long. So, but it's a risk neutral long. Like I said, my stop's on break even. So if it breaks lower, I'm not gonna sit there and just pray for it to come back because this thing could easily drop to 58. That's where that weak volume is below. So below 65, if they're able to get it back inside the previous day's range, target's going to be 58. And then you look there to see if there's going to be acceptance or rejection. And above 70, you just got to keep assuming that the target's going to be the top of these single prints. Next target would be the B high, so another 4 points above that. And then this is an old range that I have from before, so I'm not really too confident in the market going up there, but we'll see. And there's still a ton of offers sitting on 63. I'll be right back.
The NQ might break the high here. It looks like.
Yeah, maybe.
So is the
Looks like
ES.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah.
We got C coming up in a couple minutes. See, Brad walked away.
Mhm.
Capitulation. You couldn't hang. Weak.
Didn't fill the singles, did it?
Too expensive. People aren't paying those prices. Like, nah, I ain't buying the high.
But by the sectors, it looks like it's going to go up. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was hoping it was gonna come back a little to get in. But I don't wanna buy it up here.
you want to buy the high? What?
So has Jared told you guys his address yet? So you guys can mail him the letters?
Brad, I was laughing.
I take good point.
I was laughing. What was it that one time you're like, some dude at a hedge fund right now is just like, Marty, buy this real quick. You're like, I bought dinner last night.
Oh, yeah.
That was so fun. Like, just buy this. Oh, I bought dinner last night.
I could be a stand-up comedian, I think, if I put like full effort into it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think you could write jokes, but you're just funny in general.
I would be like that I would just have to use the crowd. Like I would just I would have to that's
Be
I
quick
think
with it.
that's the thing I think that makes me hate the course that I'm working on is it's like it feels robotic because it's predetermined. You know what I mean? And I know it's good to teach a class like that, but I hate teaching like that. I like to teach off the top. You know what I mean? Like I'm researched enough to the point where I don't need to be reading you the book. And I hate that. Not that not
But you
reading not that not reading the book is important, because like I said, I don't recommend all these books to read because I haven't read them. I have read them, almost all of them. Every book that I've recommended, I've read. But like that's something that you do on your own fucking time. You know what I mean? Like you got to read the book, not me, right? I expect, because this is not high school. It's not elementary school. This is fucking MIT right here that we're trying to learn. Right? We're high level professional athletes. We're at the peak of our game in competition. Right? So we don't show up to class to learn about the book. We read the book over summer because we're going to get first place in this class. You know what I mean? That's how you've got to think about this. And
Nice
so
analogy.
and so that's the thing that I hate about the class is because it's like I'm reading the book, and that's just not my fucking job. You know what I mean? That's something that everyone's got to do on their own. If you have what's this fucking notes app called? Jared, what's the notes thing called?
Oh, good notes?
Good Notes. If you have Good Notes, I'll share all of my notes with you that I take on all these books. So if you've read the book, I can share my notes with you. But like you've got to do that part. You're not going to get that part from this or from the class, because unless I'm literally sitting there reading verbatim, word for word, all of these books and like trying to help you understand it, then it's just never going to click. And that's another reason like why I don't try to like hate on any other streamers or any other people that teach futures and stuff. I mean, some people are fucking, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing, but goddamn, they've got a great following, so good for them. But it's crazy, and I doubt that they make real money. But some of the people on here are good, and
Used to hate on Crypto Face. That's pretty funny.
I never hated on Crypto Face.
What?
No, so here's what happened with that. What happened was he was in this huge fucking long, and I was like, the market's gonna shit the bed. And this was when we were at like 50,000 or 55,000, right? And it was after we had already been to 68 or whatever. And he was like, and so it was down, you know, fucking a fat percentage because it's down $10,000. And everyone was like, and Crypto Face himself was like, well, I'm not saying that I'm not taking no position, but I am starting to build a nice hodl long from here. And I was like, hey Ramon, you should sell all your Bitcoin because you could have fucking 100 grand. And everyone's like, nah, we're gonna bounce from here. And then, however it came about, because that his brother was literally in our Discord, so he obviously had seen the video, because I basically had just said, hey, I know all you guys are following CryptoFace and getting in this long right here, but this is what I think, and I think he's wrong. I never said like he's a fucking idiot or he's a fucking pussy or like what the fuck is he wearing a mask for, right? You know,
Crypto face,
He's
more
a
like
fucking
taser. It's more like taser face.
I just watched that last night.
More like taser face.
But that wasn't even started by me. That was Ramon. He made those clips um with those pictures, and then that they got all pissy with us. And it was also
That's the
because
thing, he was-
I was hating on Market Cipher. That's what I was hating on. And he was pushing
I wasn't
everyone
like he was
to
pushing,
buy
right?
Market
I was
Cipher.
pushing on market cipher, right? Like any monkey could do this. Just follow the green dot. You'll be a millionaire.
Yeah, if it was that easy, then everyone would be a millionaire. Damn, Jared, I hope you're not sure now.
Dude, I wish I fucking got long. I ain't in, but I wish I
Mm.
got fucking long down there at 68.
I mean, I only said 68 about 1,000 times before I fucking took that break. So,
Yeah, but if
yeah.
I'd done that, then I would have been break even, back to break even.
I
And then I
hated that.
definitely would have bugged.
But anyways, like, I mean, we kind of got off topic there.
Sorry,
My
sorry.
my key thing is that you basically you've gotta it's gotta click, right? So no matter who's teaching you, it's gotta click. Like some teachers, if we all go to the same class, right? Some of us are gonna absorb the information better because of the teacher, and some of us are gonna not absorb the information as well because of the teacher. And so like that's why I don't ever want to like turn people away. Like if they can learn the lesson from somebody else, then you know
I
they
don't think you
should.
gave your boot camps enough credit. Those were done lives. They were great.
Yeah, I loved the boot camps. Yeah, they were live. Yeah, they were great. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I kind of want to just do a live one. That's basically what I was getting at. Is like I have all these stupid fucking slides and recording, and then just have to edit them. I mean, obviously you guys see the first one I posted one twice. I just hate editing. Like it's just not for me. You know what I mean? That's why the quality of these are just they're just where they're at, you know?
You posted your new course
But the first part of it, yeah.
under what section?
Um, I think it's
Didn't
on
see
YouTube.
that.
It was just like a
Check it
market
out.
profile basics. Morning, Jake.
Scroll back, Bad, if you could for me on the TPO. Yeah, I want to see. All right, one single print below, huh? Or above.
Yeah. So now we have single prints above and below. So this is a weak high because it's right at the base of a distribution. So you can assume that, you know, these trapped longs that were in here had their sell orders just lined up in this spot. And so naturally it's going to fail because nobody's buying into that. They're just going to let these sellers get exhausted. And this is, you know, basically what we did. We just came back, tapped that point of control, and now we're about to break the high because it's a weak high.
Oh yeah, here we
An expensive Christmas for Jared.
go.
I'm holding this all fucking day, so if it blows your account, Jared, send you an $80 bill.
This all day. Nah, there's a difference between thinking something just to prove you wrong and being in.
All right, so here's the deal now. Now we have excess. We have trap shorts below, but they're much farther below. The weak spot of the profile is basically here. So what we could do actually is break this off. I remember we did this yesterday and it was extremely helpful. You know, because we can just assume inventory was here, right? Shorts, we talked about it. I think Lecker called it out, said shorts are too short. Market started to bounce. Here's a distribution. So we see profit taking here, right on the base of those single prints. What we need to see is volume above 76.5. That's what you need to see. If you don't see volume above 76.5 here on any move higher, then you might as well just flatten out, because that's telling you that, you know, that's it. They're done.
Yeah, you had a big seller come in on 76.75. You had a big seller. So 76.5, that makes sense. You get above it.
Yeah, you got to get behind him so he starts to cover a little bit, you know, get him a little bit nervous.
Yeah, he smacked it down.
Morning, Live for Love. You know what's funny is my buddy Josh, the guy trading fraternity on in the stock market live on YouTube. He's been trading futures. He just started trading futures. He's an options guy, good at options too, and he's a volatility trader. But I mean, the news is fucking, it's undeniable. He has the fastest news on the internet for sure. Anyways, he's starting trading futures. He is getting fucked up. Oh, man. He lost like 8 grand yesterday and like 5 grand the day before on a single ES contract. Bro. I mean, he's got, you know, piles of cash, so he's chilling, but it's like, come over here, bro. We'll help you out.
Come down to my order.
Looks like the next target is probably 80. Right where that B high is at, there's going to be some sellers.
I mean, all those single prints above it after that.
Well, yeah, I guess it's just that kind of spike. This was that day where he had that opening drive, like it didn't even get up to the high and then just shit the bed. Or get up to the last, I mean, and then shit the bed. After trading like shit in the overnight too. You remember? Oh.
Yeah.
Why does it do this? Fucking hate. This is the one thing like Sierra charts just drives me fucking nuts. I don't know why it does shit like that. When you're trying to look back, it like just jerks the screen around wherever you want it. Yeah, see, this is a mechanical level. So if we break above the 80 and we're able to hold in this zone here, right, that would qualify a long and target this level because it was a mechanical level. This poor high is not really as important because it was from Globex, but that would be the target. 40.06 quarter. Okay. Oh, surprise, surprise, back at the 68. Watch to see if they close these single prints here. We still have some time in C period, so it's not like C period's about to end right now. Pick is getting as low as it's been all day, negative 600. Sellers once again trying to move down to offer the 68 here. There's definitely a seller trying to move down right here.
Trying.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Saying a stuck seller?
I don't know if he's stuck yet. We're not really moving anywhere, you know. Like so if we were if
Why would
this
a
guy's
seller
getting
move down?
stuck on 68, right? But we're only at 69, he's not really that nervous. It's only 1 point.
But why would a seller move down then?
Why would a seller move down to sell more? What do you mean? What do you mean why would a seller move down? Because I think it's going to keep going lower.
Right,
They
but if a
think.
seller moves down, then I mean, what do you want to move up?
I'm not sure what you mean. So like
Dude, now I'm confused.
so like
Yeah.
say someone's a seller here, right? They're selling up at this excess, and then it gets down to here, and they're like, "Oh, buyers look weak. I'm going to sell some more because I think it's going back inside yesterday's range." Right? Because right now we're just rotating in between 66 and 69. Like that's this past like this area here. And so basically from here, probably don't want to be, too short underneath 60 or too long underneath 66. But if we don't break 66, what this guy's going to do is he's going to cover this position. So if he's short, he's adding to his short. He's not going to let this thing go too far against him before covering, and that's going to bring it up a little bit. This is not trading, use real charts. What are you talking about, Hans? I mean, this works enough for the fucking proprietary firm that I work at, so I feel like it's kind of real.
Everybody in their opinion. So
I
we talked
know.
about this yesterday.
Fucking
It's like
Jesus
it
Christ.
is
Yeah.
funny, dude. Like you can be scrolling on TikTok and like I notice some people and they actually know what they're talking about, and then you go through the comments, they're like, this guy's shit, you know,
Yeah.
and then they recommend somebody, you go to their page, they got like 8 views. You're like, what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just blows my mind, like, you know,
Yeah, why would you come on somebody's stream and make a comment like that? If it's
because you're just a miserable little cunt. That's why. You know, that's just how it works. People just do that. Like, I see so much shit, and I'm just like, oh my god, this guy's a fucking idiot, and I want to, like, but I don't comment it, because who cares what I think, right? Like, what the fuck does it matter? My opinion doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to him. Scalpers are not real traders. I took a 46-point trade today. Is that a scalp? My boy? I mean, like, and I took like a 50-point trade yesterday. Is that a scalp? Get the fuck out of here, bro. We have like a nice community of people that like don't hate, and you just come in here and just fucking ruin the vibe. Fucking miserable.
Do it. Send bank statements.
I posted my fucking shit on the
I know, that's what I'm saying. I want to see
thing.
this guy's post his shit, dude. He obviously knows more, Brad. I want to see it.
Yeah, yeah. Does he use TradingView? Probably.
Bro, he's a Robinhood trader.
Robinhood doesn't even use charts.
I have
Does he use TradingView? Probably.
I have followed
Bro,
dozens and dozens.
He's a Robinhood trader.
Well, there's an echo somewhere.
I don't know. That's weird.
I have.
Does he use TradingView? Probably.
I have followed.
Bro.
There you go. I followed dozens and dozens of different traders on YouTube, and Brad is the most knowledgeable that I've ever seen.
I don't know. I mean, Jim Dalton
Plus, it's not like Brad's losing every day.
and
You
fucking
know, like,
and I mean Peter Reza. I mean, for what we're doing, I definitely
for
have good
That is
understanding.
approachable, you know.
Oh yeah.
That somebody who can actually really help us learn, you know.
A real person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. And you back it up. You show us your statements.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like I don't understand. Like it's not like I charged Hans to come into fucking YouTube and be like, and now he's all pissed off because he's in here, and he just got him for free. And what is he a fucking like scalping is literally a type of trading. So for him to say it's not real
Yes.
traders, he's just a fucking idiot. They're just coming in here to talk shit. So that's why it's kind of like I don't want to even have him sit back and learn because he's already got his mind made up. He's gonna go out, he's gonna blow his account, and then maybe he'll come back a little bit more humbled.
Dude,
Sometimes you
there's so
scalp
many
because
people
that's all
that-
the market gives you. Sometimes you take some longer trades, right?
Dude, there's some people that make a very good living scalping.
I was a crypto scalper. Fine.
Fucking. I just hate haters, you know what I mean? Like that's who I hate the most, I think. I hate haters. Because I'm always like trying to like, you know, if someone's like, "Oh, yo, I got this going on." I'm like, "Boom, share." Like if you look at my Facebook, like everything I share is like all my homies shit. Like if my homie has like a fucking electrician business or a concrete business, boom, share. Real estate, boom, share. Just share everything because like, you know, that's what life is supposed to be about, community. And if you have a personal connection, like let's say like one of my high school buddies is a real estate agent and Jared's getting ready to buy a house and they live in the same area, I'll hook him up because then Jared knows he could fucking trust this guy because I trust him. You know what I mean? And that's how community is supposed to go.
Bro, that's a
Or
Jewish
if you're gonna come
approach
in
right
with some
there.
constructive criticism or some advice, something that's just not,
What'd you say, Jared? That's the Jewish
That-
approach?
That's the Jewish approach right there, dude.
That's what James always calls me, a Jew.
Dude, I was at the barbershop and I was talking to this dude and like you knew he had money and he was sitting there talking and he's like, yeah, I got to meet with the governor here in a little bit. He was here from New York and he owns like a commercial real estate business. We were sitting there talking and he was like talking about Kanye and stuff and I was just like, well, dude, he's right. Like Jews run the world, it's not wrong, and he's just like, yeah, it's only because we help each other out. He's like, we got a tight community. Like, and I'm like, damn, that ain't no shit. It's exactly like you said.
I didn't even know that Jews did that. I learned that from Indians. That's how Indians
Oh,
are.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because they all have the last name Patel.
No, but like so like because there was I mean when I lived in Yuba City, it was the most like we had the biggest Sikh parade in the United States. So like
Oh, damn.
people would fly in from all over the world.
oh my god,
Right.
shit.
It was insane. And but like I got to know a lot of them because they own basically all the businesses in Yuba City. And
They're all super nice, huh?
yeah, they're all super chill. Yeah, they're all super chill. And they had told me like when they have a family member, like let's say that wants to go to become a nurse or something, instead of taking a loan out, what they do is the wealthier people in the family pay for that, and then you just pay them back over time, and so that way all the money really just stays in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Army veterans, how many innocent people did you killed? Is that a sentence? Hans, type that into.
Bro.
Maybe you're a doctor and you save lives. I mean, what the fuck is this guy?
How many people did
I know, I was a medic. Whoops.
What a fucking troll.
It's all right. We haven't had some trolling in a while, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind of fun.
remember,
Actually.
we used to get that dislike once a day. That's when fucking
Yeah,
old crypto
I'll
face come
admit it was
over.
me sometimes.
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, they took the dislikes off now. Now you can't tell how many you get. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just tell if you get one. That's it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't tell you how many you get.
It doesn't show us. I think you can see it, but we can't.
Oh. But yeah, it
Oh.
doesn't show us anymore. So
Oh,
it's not as fun.
it only shows
I
me.
wonder why they did this. You know.
People getting sad. I don't know. People get sad over dumbass shit. So
Somebody went and checked your profile and found you're a veteran. I mean, what the fuck?
he's doing some work.
Uh,
I'm pretty easily
what-
able to find. You could even YouTube my name, and I'm on there. There's a video of me just slapping the
Well, I
shit
guess
out
it
of
is trade
somebody.
feds, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, trade bets. Yeah. You guys have seen that video, right? Of me just slapping the shit out of somebody.
No, I'll have to check it out.
I showed it to my son. The other night. He was like, "This is so cool." I don't know if I want to play the sound on it though, because the sound is a little bit bad. This is me days ago. This is in 2011, maybe. Little slapperooski for him. Get a little mount. This is one of the
Wow.
Army pancration competitions. The volume's kind of funny, actually.
Base out, Brad! Base out! I'm gonna try and rate
You gonna go for a Kimura or what?
No, he said, I'm gonna try to rape choke him.
There it is! Right, great job! Prison rule! Fuck his face!
That one hurt. It's open hand slaps to the face, get punch.
Land it!
Yeah, that's me on top.
I know you had fun.
It's like certain little things that you can't do. Every time he tries to cover that slap. There you go! Kill him! There you go! There we go!
I think that's the worst feeling.
Going for the rape choke. Rape choke! Yeah. There you go, brother!
Here they said rape choke. That was my signature move because my fist was so big that I could get your carotid and your airway. So I wouldn't even go for the collars. I would literally just like pin their head to the ground and then drive my fist into the side of their neck as hard as I could.
Blood choke him.
Yeah, and they would just fucking tap. Yeah. I would do it all the time because I was so much stronger than the people in my weight class. 'Cause I used to cut a ton of weight to fight at a low weight, and I was just strong as fuck.
Dude, it's like you said though on the market right here, Brad. Like they're just exhausting sellers right here, and eventually this thing's probably gonna pop.
Yeah, that's kind of how it seems to me. I mean, we still haven't filled those singles below. Like until the market gets below 68 and stays below 68, I'm just like a buyer, and then just, you know, take a little profit, buy a little, take a little profit, buy a little more. You know. Oh, can I share that link? Yeah, hang on. The link for that YouTube video we just watched?
You are.
Yeah, it was lagging real bad for me. I couldn't really see it.
Oh, okay. could even hear Margaret in that video. He's like, "Get him, Bradley."
She starts rooting for the other guy. Come on, hit him.
Oh, I fell into that full mount, Bearish, because when I was slapping him when we first started off, I was slapping him and he basically just fucking balled up. Like he didn't know what to do because that I hit him the first one and the second one I hit him with like shook him and he just kind of went down and then I just, cleared the legs and was like, well, it's going to be 10 minutes of slapping. Because it's 1 10-minute round and it's open hand slaps to the face, closed hand punches to the body, kicks, and then like jujitsu. It was racist beating a poor black man. He wasn't even black. That guy's Asian and he was on the fight team with us. You stupid fuck. Hans, god damn, you must be dumb. Don't feed this guy. He wants the reaction. Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want him to know that, there's people out there that could help him out if he just wouldn't be such, an ass. And Barish, I was just like, I was so much bigger than that kid. Like, I mean, even though we weighed in at the same weight, like, he was like naturally weighing that weight. And I was like naturally weighing like 165 and then cutting down. Yeah, I weigh like 200 pounds right now. It's like winter. Gotta carry around a garbage bag full of tacos. You guys ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia? All right, buyers lifting the offer right here. See if they. If we can get a little pop right here, that seller that's on the 68 is going to be stuck and he's going to be scared, and we should see short covering. Yep, come on. All right,
Help.
short should start to cover right here. If they don't, then it probably fails. They're re-offering that 71. Again. Are you in a short, Jared?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
Oh, I thought you said help, like.
Oh no,
Like you were
no.
stuck.
I mean that's those sellers that were trapped down there. Like, hell. Hell. No, I got in at 69. And then took profit at
Yeah,
50.
don't punish yourself. You're
Who you
giving up a
talking to?
lot to do.
God.
We are. You
What's guy
know,
doing?
What's this guy
I
doing?
mean, think about it.
What's this
Think
guy's
about
deal?
all the realistic stuff.
You remember our stepbrothers?
Yeah.
Like, what's this guy's deal? That's like my dad's favorite part. What was the name of the fish? He's like, are Bermuda fish big or something like that? He's like, what's this guy's deal?
Yeah.
He's like, they're what's called a trophy fish. So yeah, they're pretty big. God damn it, Dale.
When I first watched Parks and Rec, it was like hard for me to get along with that character because I kind of hated him from Step Brothers. I'm like, he's a douche in Step Brothers, but he was funny as fucking Parks and Rec, and he's funny. That guy.
So you actually seen him eat another man's penis? He's like, yeah, it was in international water, so they couldn't prosecute. Yeah, they're giving it a try again.
Yeah,
Gonna
there's
try
that liquidation below 68. So now we have a cessation of one time framing, which often means that the market can become rotational. Tick made a new low with the market, so that's an agreement. VWAP's way down at 54. Weak spot's still down here, 58.
Mechanical buying.
Mechanical buying where? Oh, down
Down
here?
there.
For
Yeah.
profit taking.
Brad, what is that cessation of one time frame?
So like
What is
we
that?
were one time framing up A, B, C, but
Yeah.
since D broke the C low, means like we've stopped.
Oh, okay. What the fuck? Say we stop.
It's a fancy word.
That's way over my fucking head. Cessation.
I learned that from Jim Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the top would be 73, but I guess we're gonna go up 78 and then go down.
Take the boot camp, you'll learn all those phrases.
I did. I listened to his boot camp. I might have missed that. Like, I went through it.
And who knows? I say stopped or cessation. Like, it just depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah, no, once you get used to him saying that, that's natural for you to say that.
Right.
I say, we ain't one time framing no more.
He doesn't want to be helped. He has one agenda right now, and that's to get a reaction. I love it. I love it, dude. It's like, because every time we get a hater that comes in here, the chat just fucking on his shit. Fuck, it's comedy.
Yeah, we rarely get him though. It sucks.
Make it a lot more interesting when there's a slow day. So
Yeah, Brad, if you can start using some real charts, it'd be good.
yeah,
Your address should be under the post. When you post something on the internet, your address should automatically be under.
yeah, I agree with
So
that.
you don't shoot your fucking mouth off with a big one.
Exactly.
That's
like,
you
the problem
imagine
with the
it?
world today, though. You know,
it's like
It's people can go unchecked.
what was that movie? Jay and Silent Bob. End of the movie. Have you seen that?
I didn't see it, no.
Oh, at the end of the movie, because they like, I mean, you'd have to see the movie, but basically, like, they're two dipshits and they get famous, and then everyone starts talking shit about them on the internet, and so then they track down their IPs and start going to everyone's house and beating their asses.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it should be.
It's funny as fuck.
It was a racist beating of poor black man.
Yeah, yeah.
Smoking weed, smoking meth,
Yeah.
doing coke, drinking beer.
Smoking fatties, rolling blunts. He smokes the blunts. We smoke the blunts. Yeah, that movie's funny. I haven't seen it in days. It was just stupid. Like it'd probably just be dumb. But it was funny back then.
I don't get in the short. It's tempting.
They're almost to the previous day's high. That's their target here. Mechanical buying right off the previous day's high. And remember, this is kind of what we were talking about. We're kind of nervous about, right? If we didn't hold above this range up here, the 78, 80 level. I mean, this is kind of a mechanical low-ish, I guess, but this poor low would really be the target if we get accepted back inside the previous day's range. Watch the weak spot here. And it's half back, so.
gonna try to get filled here at 61.25.
Where are you going, long or short?
Long.
Oh. And be careful catching a fallen knife, Jared.
I'm running a tight stop.
The VWAP's down at 55.42.
Yeah, I'd like to see it come down to like 54 half, 54. Maybe that'd be if it comes down that way.
Yeah, like right below the open. See if they just start to backfill there, cover. If they can't get
Yeah.
below this weak spot, that would kind of give us a little bit of a clue that maybe. But for me, the way that I think about this, like when we first have this stopping of one time framing, is I'm just not even gonna trade until E period opens up. That's what I'm thinking. Because I liked the market. So this is how I think about this. I liked the market when it was above 68. Okay, I liked it up there. I like to buy it and I like to take it high. But below 68, not. Especially once we took that C low, no good.
Point and a half off.
Oh, great.
We're back inside the previous day's range. You know, there goes that weak spot. But I mean, this thing could really easily blade all the way down to the A low. And so trying to time it is a little bit different, right? If D starts to slow tempo and then E period opens up and can't take the D low, well then we have some opportunity. But in reality, like you don't know you're wrong buying this trade. Like let's say you were to go long here. Jared, you're in a long still? What was your
No. I ran a 1.25 stop. Like I ran a real tight stop.
Oh, okay.
I got
Long or
stopped out.
short?
He was in a long. But so let's say you get long here at the 60. Really, you're not wrong technically in this trade until the market repairs this poor low. So like that's a gigantic stop, right? Let's say. Even if you're trading the micros, that would be a gigantic stop. So if that's where you know you have to put your stop, why not just wait another 20 minutes until E period opens up and see if that D low is going to hold? If the market comes back up here in 68, you liked it up there anyway, so who cares if you miss this in between? You liked the market up there, so buy it up there, right? What changed? Yeah, it came lower, but it's back to where it was at. If anything, that makes your case stronger. Buy it up there. You know, everyone.
So are you saying wait for E to open, D low to hold, and then it also get above 68?
If you're gonna buy, no. If you're gonna buy the low, the low, you've got to wait till E opens up, right? And that's 20 minutes away. But if D period comes all the way back up here above 68, that gives you opportunity again to buy it, and you know you can manage risk and still look for a continuation to the upside. Because I mean, the open is here. We already looked down once, didn't work. We're looking down a second time, maybe it won't work. You know, but why try to buy it here when it could easily come all the way back down to the settle? Because we don't know if it's not going to work yet.
So you're saying it's either or. If you're gonna buy the low, do it, and or wait for it to get above 68.
Right. If you're going to buy the low, just be patient. Right.
Yeah.
But what happens is people, you know, with let's say they were buying the 68, right? They caught a nice one, it came back to 68, they bought it again, they caught another nice one, it came back, they bought it again. This time it didn't work, they got stopped out, and they're like, well, fuck, I'm not doing that again, right? But they did it twice and it worked great, right? Second time or third time it didn't work out. But if it comes back up there, what's changed besides that the market looked below again and failed, that we can't just get long again up here to look to go again? Well, what happens is our brains are tricked by what's happened most recently, and most recently we went down, so it gets back to where we liked it at one spot. We're like, oh no, I don't like it there anymore. And it's like, well, what the fuck changed? It's the same computer screen, same price. Like, well, they were 39.60 a week ago. Today they're 39.70. I'm just gonna wait till it gets down to 39.60. Sometimes if it gets back up, you wouldn't get that opportunity. And then it would start to go, and then that's when you'd be like, shit, I should have bought my original thought, and then that's when the FOMO kicks on.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You just watched it last week? That's so funny. I think I am the best trader in here. Hans is doing affirmations. I'm
I'm
looking at
smart.
I'm looking at crude. Bearish. CL. When I look at oil. Yeah.
Let's go to the crypto lab. Got that 150 count.
That who? What?
That crypto lab got that 150 count they posted. $150,000
Oh
count.
yeah, Crypto Lab. Yeah, yeah. I thought you were talking about like a crypto thing.
Ooh, what?
Crypto Lab. He passed his yeah, he passed
There's
his
laughing at you.
his thing. Yeah, congrats. I don't know if he's in here, but if he is, congrats. That's awesome.
Super awesome.
Perishable gets my sense of humor. 39 and 39 call put counts, so pretty much even. Even money.
I don't know if anybody remembers the old Saturday Night Live where the guy would look in the mirror and be like, "I'm beautiful, I'm great," and just say something else. I forgot.
Big seller there. 62.75.
And there was one on 64 too.
So 62.75 is the level here. They're back inside the prior day's range, looking for acceptance. And see if E period would open up inside the prior day's range. Sometimes that could mean acceptance. We have two 30-minute periods opening up inside the prior day's range. Where's the VWAP at? Are we below it? Close to it? I feel like if they let it get down to the VWAP, then not great. Look at all the time. So look at the tick here. We spent all this time in the upper, and then now that we've moved lower, we've pretty much spent all this time lower here. Buyers really need to try to step up. If they're going to have any chance and get this thing back above 61.50. The longer time that we stay inside here, the more or better odds, I guess, that we trade below the VWAP.
So would you consider a short at that point?
If we start holding below the VWAP, yeah. If we start holding below the open, that 55, yeah, then I'm going to start looking at the A low and then that poor low from yesterday. Yeah. Yep.
Looks like they're battling between
Mhm.
trying to run up towards that 4,000 or pull it back down into this little consolidation value there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a battle there.
If they can hold it lower, if they can hold the market lower down here, right? Because we have that gap down here. So if they can hold the market here and just let it tick up a little bit and then hold it back down, let it tick up a little bit, hold it back down, that can give them all the liquidity they need to slam this thing down and fill that gap in. That's more of like a, day, intraday, or intra-week type basis, but
Got him on the ropes.
it's already 11:19. Do you know where your children are?
Oh, I nailed that short.
Well, there's the VWAP. Acceptance below this is not looking good here. A lot of selling going on.
I don't know. I'm short since 71 when you called out saying, Jared, are you short? And I was like, oh fuck. We're gonna get run up. And
I've been preaching the short for a long time. Just kidding.
Jared's been preaching the short for weeks now.
But that was one of those moments when it's like, oh fuck, I'm doing the opposite of what Brad says. Am I fucked right here? So
You were short what, 71?
71 was 73 is my stop, and we kept failing up there.
Nice, yeah, that was good.
But right when it was like, I hit short right when you fucking said, like, Jared, are you short? And I'm like, oh fuck, you kidding me?
Great litmus test.
Mhm.
A lot of times I just like to fuck with Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know, but we've all been on the wrong side of your trades once or twice, and it's like, ah, fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, call me crazy.
Well,
Thinking about a Wong here.
You're too late. The responsive long is already missed.
Yeah, that's where I liked it, down around 54, but I didn't take it. Doesn't look like it's, I don't know, who knows what's gonna happen. It definitely got a bounce off it, but looks like it might keep going lower.
They want you to think.
Yeah, that's what I say. I really don't know what's happening. That's why I'm not doing nothing. I got no real. I got here late too today. I'm not really
Mhm.
too.
You're off your routine.
Yeah, I don't want to get aggressive. I just, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Something happens, it happens. I was outside 4:30 in the morning starting brush fires. I was burning. I got tied up.
Supposed to snow this weekend. Do you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Sunday.
Like a lot?
I don't know. It says it's gonna stick, so we'll see.
Well, yeah.
Better go buy a bag of salt. Look how weak the tick looks here at the VWAP.
Be careful with salt. You might ruin the concrete.
Might ruin the what?
The concrete.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna use it for the
Oh, really? Is that what
stairs.
you
For the stairs.
Oh, okay. Are they concrete?
Yeah, they're concrete, but I can fix those easy.
Yeah.
And I can fix the driveway.
Yeah. I mean, some concrete, very rarely, but some concrete you can put the salt on and it doesn't bother it. But most of the time, you know. What year was your house built?
1988.
Yeah, you're borderline there. Could be shitty concrete, could be good stuff. You don't know. It's all shit.
It was built like by a person. Like someone had it built, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean the concrete, though, just from the company, not the job people, just the shit from the company.
Probably fucking Home Depot concrete.
Yeah,
Back then it was like Kmart concrete.
yeah, no, yeah, it depends. It was, yeah, good. It's hit or miss. That's why I hate doing it. Blacktop, fucking blacktop. So you don't know trouble. They laugh at me. You're a concrete guy. You can't. I so I'm telling you, don't fucking laugh.
I want to put a blacktop down in my lower yard and build a basketball court down there with drainage and shit. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I just want to do it. I'll not pay for it. So I'm gonna look
I think
out
I'm
there.
gonna call it a day, Brad.
All right, Jared.
All right, guys. Yeah, I hit my goal and basically doubled my goal for the day. So
Good job.
I-
oh, really?
I-
Nice.
yeah, it was a
So
good
you're
day.
taking tomorrow off?
What? Fuck that. No.
What'd you do? Shit the bed this morning? You're out of bed early this morning?
Yeah, dude, I was up at like 6 o'clock this morning.
I know,
you
first
know?
time all week.
Yeah.
Hey,
You didn't show up all week.
Hey, listen here, Dad. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. You guys have a good one.
All right, bro.
See you,
All
bud.
right.
Hey, man.
Later, guys.
Yep.
Oh, and fuck that other guy.
You got a question on YouTube, Brad?
LOB? What's LOB?
Well, I actually was gonna say that the acronym for the company I work for, which is line of business, but I don't know if that would be what he would be meaning.
Limit order book.
Oh, the DOM, Mark. Yeah. Yeah, and so I have said that I don't really like Bookmap because it's like a tool I think that is used. I don't know, for me, I guess just for me personally, when I trade it if I were to trade on it, it would make me overtrade, I think, just because there's so much going on. Even though the DOM is kind of like that, but I'm really only looking at the DOM when I'm thinking about getting in a position. Other than that, I'm just watching the TPO and the tick, really. And then like the other sectors, I could take a glance at the NASDAQ, take a glance at the Dow. Use Renko bars, guys. It's magic. Yeah, Renko bars work great when the market's trending. There's no doubt there. Yeah, no problem, Mark.
Yeah. Like I say, they work good on the NQ or the YM. But I don't know about on the it's a little choppy for Renko.
Tick trying to get above 0. Pretty decent bounce off that VWAP here. But like we said, where was that? Where was that at? 62 into 64. That's really the confirmation you need to get above to assume that we can take some upside. If not, then there's only 3 minutes until E period starts. Try market cipher. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing about this guy Hans is like, and if you can understand this, Hans, the key here is not what works for you is going to work for everybody else, and that's kind of what we talk about here. And so I'm just showing a way to observe the market, fast and slow, right? That's the whole point of this, is because you have to make fast decisions, but you have to maintain, stay slow is smooth, smooth is fast, right? You guys have heard that before. That's how you kind of have to be in this trading. You probably could. I have no idea, Alex. And so, because just because you use the wrinkle bars doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for everybody else. You know what I mean? That's why we don't say we're better than anybody else in here. We just share. I could start just going like this. I do the like.
That's awesome.
Start fucking. Oh.
Use the Heikin-Ashi bars on the Renko time frame, in my opinion, works the best. I say works, nothing works, but it shows you a nice chart, I guess.
Right. And that's the thing is like
Yeah.
I encourage everybody to take a peek at those kind of things. Like I like a 10 range on the ES because I think it shows nice zones, right? That's where I get a lot of my zones is where I find reversals on the 10 range. That's what I like to use. But, a Haikanashi, and what's funny is fucking Jared yesterday when we were playing the game, he hit me up and he's like, "Yo," he's like, "Call me crazy." He's like, "But have you heard about these Heikanashis?" And I'm like, "Fucking guy." I was dying. I was like, "What fucking TikTok video did you watch?"
Yeah.
But they really could. They like when the market's trending, it's so it especially when you look back on it, you're like, Jesus, how did I not just catch this whole thing?
Yeah. The NQ and the YM are a little more volatile, so you usually get a few of them in a row.
Yeah.
You get a nice trade. Like I say, nothing works. You got to make it work. If you can make it work, yeah, great. But the other thing you got to watch is that they show that the bottom of the candle isn't always where price traded. On the way I do it anyway. I'm not sure about regular high, but when you put
Because it's
them
more
on
of
a
an
rank
average.
time, it's where the bar opens, it shows a little bit lower. You know what I mean? Like I would overlay them over a footprint chart so you'd see a Heikin-Ashi bar on a Renko time frame with a footprint inside it so you can see where it actually traded on the footprint. You know what I mean?
Right, because the Heikin-Ashi doesn't show the actual levels.
No, it doesn't. But like I say, it's still you get some nice moves.
Yeah.
And you could make, if you want to make your trading simple, sometimes I would just trail under each Heikin-Ashi and have no target. Just keep trailing. And if it ran, it ran, and you could sometimes you pick up 50, 60 ticks on one an NQ or the YM or more or less. But I can't read the DOM on them two. That's why I kind of got away from them. The NQ and the YM, I just can't read it. It's too. I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I can do with the Nasdaq, because I do trade the Nasdaq, I trade the micro Nasdaq a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit safer, I think.
You get a lot of slippage though on it?
Not really. Not
No.
Not on the micro.
No.
And I normally just put on build a little position and then try to catch the trend, but it's always in sympathy. Like that's the thing. The past couple days, the Nasdaq's been kind of doing its own thing. It's been hard to trade because all of a sudden, while we're going up, the Nasdaq just starts fucking shit in the bed, and you're like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's like that crazy girlfriend that's good in bed, but not good out at the restaurant.
All right, live for love. Have a good day. So we're right at that spot here, this 62-64. This is the area that we were talking about. This could be area where we get the reaction, and you might get an opportunity here. Using the prior day's low to get long. If we can get above this 64. You don't really want to see the market below 61 though. You don't really want to see the market below 62 really, but 33 and 87 call puts. Buyers need to pop it up. So there's buyers being aggressive on the 62.50, it looks like. You need to get some upticks here, they're gonna get smashed. Take is at 0. Getting ugly. We still have these Brad prints, as I call them, right here above. Still unable to break. We couldn't get above that 64. Yeah, exactly, Bearish Bull. That's exactly the thing. Is like the chart shouldn't be telling you the story. You should be able to tell the story. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it doesn't matter what chart you're looking at, but if you can understand what the chart is actually showing, that's really the key. And then also understanding that it's like, you know, you could be fucking wrong for sure. Like you always, there's always the possibility of being wrong, and that's why managing risk is just like so much more important than being right, which is what most people hang their hats on. Is like, I was right, I called the top, I called the fucking, you know, whatever I called, you know, what are we in right now, fake recession. And it's like, none of that shit really matters, because that shit is luck.
Well, they changed the definition of recession, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, so not a recession yet. But that's the thing. And I'm not hating on that either, because sometimes you will call the top, and you should be like, I called the top. But you just shouldn't hang your hat on it. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be like, well, I called the top, so now I know fucking everything. Because that's just the worst way to be. Then you'll be, and that's the leading into disaster. And that's what I'm trying to tell Hans, is like, if you think that you're the best and you can't learn anything from anybody else no matter what, then you are destined to fail.
That's how you end up doubling down on trades that are not going in your direction. Constantly averaging in.
I've also found that anybody that ever says they're the best at something usually sucks.
It's like when you're chasing a title that's non-existent. You know, it's like LeBron keeps chasing the title of who's the best basketball player ever. There's a huge argument between LeBron and Michael Jordan, and it's like, you know, that shit is subjective, right? Because if you ask anybody that's over 40, they're gonna say Jordan naturally, and then even
Because
some.
that's the truth.
Exactly.
Damn it, he beat me
Exactly.
to it. Freaking beat me to.
Exactly. So there's a little pop over 64 there. Let's see if we can get this continuation. So if you took the pop of 64, you want to just put your stop right at break even. You don't want to see it get back below 64. You could hide at that 61 half. You want to give yourself a little bit more room, but you don't want to see below 64 really. You want buyers to fill that area in.
I got long 60 half. I'm the best.
Okay. Yankees. Good shit though. Perfect. And then you just managed on that ELO. You probably never took any heat.
No, I don't think I took any.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I only had a 6 top, so it went, no big deal.
Yeah, Jim Dalton doesn't even say he's the best. Can you imagine, like, Jim Dalton's legacy if when fucking Peter Stottlemyre came to him and was like, hey, can you check this out? And Jim's like, get the fuck out of my office, Peter, and just didn't even pay him the time of day. Right? But Jim's not, Jim's a wise man. He understands he can always learn. Because Peter Stottlemyre was a desk trader, and Jim was the fucking president. Like, that's like a fucking sergeant major talking to a private, you know, and learning something from him.
Yeah, if you can be like 80 and still learning something, that's pretty cool.
I think if I'm 80 and not learning something, I'm dead.
I mean, dude, that's how my grandma is. She's fucking 89. She's always doing shit outside, like fucking garden building, like just learning like about the earth. Like, I mean, she's a hippie, but like still champion.
That's the most important thing, that you're still active. Living to an age don't matter. It's how healthy are you at that age,
Right, yeah, like I don't want to live
live
to
here.
90 and be in a
Yeah.
fucking hospital.
No. I want an aneurysm. I want to just be walking, just boom, hit the floor like a ton of bricks, and it's over. At any age, I don't want to suffer. I don't want to go to hospital.
It's either that or a sniper shot. I'll take either one.
A sniper shot.
Yeah.
Sniper shot's pretty likely because I'll probably be the president eventually. So
That'll work.
I got taken out at 62.
As long as you're still doing your stream when you're president, I'm totally good with that.
Still
I got one more year. You can run, right?
yeah, one more year. Yeah, 35 next year, so then I'll be eligible.
And there's it's still going to be the same 10 of us in here when he's president.
I know a guy, he's 80 years old, he's still laying block. Fucking animal.
Yeah, that's like one of my dad's buddies, this guy Charlie Sr. He's pretty fucking old. Still fucking. That guy's a hard ass.
Yeah, that's how
There's a Hell's Angel.
this whole
this
guy's
guy.
full, man. Oh yeah?
Yeah. And he was just a fucking, I mean, he's a little guy. Little tiny guy. But just a hard ass. But I remember being like 13 years old because he owns an auto body shop. And he wouldn't be there all the time. But came by one time and like he was trying to teach me how to drive. and I was fucking too small to see, and I didn't know how to drive. And he just assumed I knew how to drive, tossed me in a car, and then he's like, "All right, pull this thing out." And I'm like, "Okay." And as I'm pulling it out, I like hit the car next to it. That was my first experience driving, and he just fucking went ape shit. Just started screaming at me. I was like, "Oh shit."
And it was his fault. Shouldn't have told you to do it.
It was his
I
fault.
remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that.
He
Yeah,
was so pissed.
he was Italian. He's a hothead.
Yeah, he was so pissed. It was so funny.
Yeah.
I was used to getting yelled at, and so like he's yelling at me, and like he's done like I mean at this time in his life, and at that time in my life, like I'm still fairly innocent young kid, and he's been through life, and he's just fucking screaming at me, and I'm just smiling at him because I don't know what to do. I'm just like, my bad. And he is just getting pissed. And then he goes and gets you. Then he went and got my dad. He's like, this fucking kid doesn't know how to drive. What the fuck?
Yeah,
So
My dad's
we
like,
used to
he's
yell.
12.
He would yell on a daily basis. Yeah, that was the beginning of my life to sobriety right there.
So years ago, when I was learning how to drive, Lincoln took me in his 68 fastback. I think Michelle was in the back. Anyway, we go to the mall. We're like, he's like, okay, going through the parking lot at the mall. And then he's like, okay, he starts directing me. All of a sudden, we're on city streets. He's like, all right, drive us home. I didn't have my license. Like, I didn't even have my learner's permit. I didn't have anything. And he's like, all right, drive us home. And that was it. It was like,
You did.
I did, and I didn't hit
That car
anything.
never got wrecked.
But it was
I
like,
should
he
have
was
kept
just
that
like,
car.
yeah, you should have.
Some good stuff came out of working with the Charlies. He's retired now.
Senior?
Yeah, he doesn't go to the shop anymore at all. He can't. He used to do so much body work, and then we would go in there on Saturdays and do side jobs.
Dude, he was, yeah, I mean, he was older and he was such a hard worker and he was funny. Like, we would be there and like, we had like, I don't know, probably like 5 employees, all named Juan. Like, I mean, he just loved hiring people named Juan because he was like, it was just easy for him
That's
to
funny.
remember.
Yeah, there was 3 ones there. Yeah, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3.
Yeah,
1, 4.
and like and I swear to God, he hired them just because it was easy to remember their names.
Yeah,
because he would just
well,
go.
even if their name wasn't Juan, that's what he called.
Yeah, he
them.
called them Juan anyways. Yeah, that's true.
Your name's Jeff? No, you're Juan.
But he would like kick them out of the way, like when they were doing some body work. He'd be like, "What are you fucking stupid? Watch this shit," and he'd like fucking grab all the tools and just do the work real quick, and then just like walk away. Like he'd do a good ass job.
Well, because he could see the lines, and sometimes these guys couldn't see the body lines because they just couldn't imagine it. They didn't have that capability. That guy just had vision.
Yeah, he was just a terrible fucking teacher. If you couldn't handle like just getting screamed at and told you're a dumbass and that you suck,
yeah,
and still pay attention because he really is showing you how to do it the right way, like a really good job, but he's just like making you feel like shit while he's telling you.
Yeah, while he's fucking busting your balls.
Yeah, then you wouldn't be able to learn from him.
Yeah, he was a hothead.
God damn.
Charlie was a hothead.
One time he made me wash a car like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, same. I had to do that too.
Stupid.
Maybe not 4 times, but definitely more than once. Several cars. Who washed this fucking car?
Yeah.
You wash your own car. That's where all my fucking craziness of cars came from.
Oh, yeah, because you're kind of in
Yeah.
about washing your car too.
Yeah, my car's I can't, if I get into the car and I see stuff on the ground where my feet are at, it's like, God, this thing needs to be vacuumed and I gotta wash it. Can't have any brake dust on my wheels. Fucking hate that.
See, I only drive my car like 3 days a week. So
I'm with you. I mean, I probably put 400 miles a month on my car, if that. It's like going to the grocery store, going to Costco, going to restaurant. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah, because even with because my wife works night shift, so during the day while she's sleeping, I'm taking her car. Her car's nice as fuck.
Yeah, that is a nice car.
Yeah. But she has to drive like, 30, 40 minutes to work and back every day. So, makes sense. If you're gonna have to drive to work, get a nice car. That makes sense.
Yeah, if you're in a car for a long period of time, yeah, you want something comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do with my wife. Get her a nice car,
Yeah.
and I drive all the junk.
Yeah, I drive the junk and my wife drives a brand new Tahoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not brand new, but 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. But that's all right. I don't mind driving junk. I really, I don't.
Well, it's just a waste of money. You know what
A
I
waste
mean?
of money. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like if you're not gonna
Yeah,
be in the
I don't
car,
care either.
why waste the money?
I mean, it would be nice to have a really nice car, but you know what? Where the fuck am I going in this nice car? It's gonna sit for so much time and lose so much money. I could care less.
Yeah. And what they're asking for them these days, it's almost like for spite, I won't buy one. Even if I had tons of money, it's almost like, well, where are you going with 70,000, 80,000?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why. That's
Yeah,
why.
well,
that's
Roach, I
why-
work at the dealership, so shit, I
Yeah,
fucking get it, and I'm not even paying fucking sticker prices, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't go
Yeah,
buy
and
a fucking
it's
new
just
car.
ridiculous.
that was kind of like
Hell,
my biggest
I
thing
drove
for
an
the
Infinity for years, but the only reason I drove it is because they gave me $1,000 to drive the car.
Yeah,
Toxic
yeah.
masculinity. Yeah, you probably would. Just preparing me for marriage. I don't know. My marriage is not like, I don't think.
Right. You got to be married a long time. You got to get married early, huh?
We've been married since 2015. We had kids first.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
had kids. Okay, that's why I was thinking maybe you were married early. You just
No,
had kids. And you did
Yeah.
it backwards.
exactly. That's what was funny as fuck. So the not the first time that I ever been to Scranton, but we came to Scranton and we wanted to get our marriage blessed at the church here that they go to.
Yeah.
And we like met with the priest or whatever, and because my wife is Catholic, like fucking super Catholic, and so we met with them, and I was like, nah. She's like, what? And I was like, that guy's a fucking drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
And
There,
she's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. And I'm like, yes, he is. And then we got back to the house and like asked her mom, and her mom's like, oh yeah, he's a big drinker. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
What's
This guy blessing my
They're
fucking
either
marriage.
drinkers. They're either drinkers or fags. The priests. They're drunks and gays. That's how they are. You know what I mean? But we had a drunk here in Old Soprano. He was a good guy, but he was a drink.
Roche,
They
I
go to
didn't tell
Holy
you, but
Rosary.
I'm a priest.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm just messing with you.
I was gonna say, which are you then? Are you a drinker or gay?
I don't drink.
Yeah.
There's some state legislation, or actually like federal legislation, getting voted on for marijuana laws this week, I think.
In PA?
No, in federal.
Oh,
Yeah, because there was a lot of marijuana stocks that were popping.
They
Yeah,
just
pardoning that Biden said he was going to do it ended up being a bunch of BS. It didn't actually go through. Just disappointing. We're
they
just
just,
going to pardon
they just legalized recreational marijuana down here.
Oh, really?
they
In
just
Colombia?
got stuck on 5 hats, huh?
Well, it's funny because you've
Yeah,
been
it is.
able to grow 20 plants medically for years here, personal, but there's no way to buy it. There's no way to sell it, but you're allowed to grow a shitload and there's no way to get a doctor's permission. So, but I think the new rec laws are going to open up sales. So,
Well, Mexico just legalized it. You can have it's kind of a weird law. You can have 2 plants, but what is 2 plants? I mean, how much is 2 plants? Like,
Depends on
You
Is it a
grew
huge
two-
plant or
strand.
a small plant?
You grow 2 feminized seeds, you can get
It
pounds.
depends
off
on the
plants and trees.
strain. Yeah.
Well, it just depends on
Exactly.
how
It's like
long you. It depends on how
it just
long
shows
you
me
veg them
You can get
too,
10
and your
peas.
lighting.
Like if you're growing outdoor, you'd probably get like 10 pens per plant. If
it just shows people that made the law don't know anything about weed.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
But
indoor
like in
depends
Arizona,
on the
Arizona
water.
they legalized weed, but they didn't legalize concentrates, so they're trying to ban concentrates, which is just fucking stupid. They're saying because it's so much stronger. It's like, all right, well, you don't drink vodka the same way you drink beer, so I mean,
But watch to see if the market comes back down to this 65 again, because it just got that final pop. It was stuck there, popped above, and now it looks like the offer's on 68. 5109 call puts.
Yeah, it looked like 5.5. They got
Yeah,
sellers got stuck there. Okay.
I agree with that. But if it gets below 64.50, that's kind of where that bid stepped up. Starts to get a little bit ugly again. What state is that? You're in Medellin? He's in Medellin. He's in South America.
Yeah, I'm in Medellin.
So what'd you do, Brad? You didn't get the marriage blessed? Your wife was okay with that, or
Yeah, we didn't get blessed. No.
oh yeah, and your wife was okay. I didn't get my kids baptized. I mean, I know you're supposed to. As a cat, I was raised Catholic. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But I just don't believe. I don't believe in, all that. I believe in morals. I got morals, but I don't believe in all bullshit. You know what I mean? Some people though that are, they're into that, they go crazy. You don't fucking.
well,
You know what I mean?
it's funny. It's funny because like I've lived like all over the world and got to like be kind of surrounded by all kinds of types of different religions, and
Yeah.
you learn like the funny things, and a lot of the religions are very similar. Um, they read the Bible. Like you've got like Catholics, Christians, Jews. Then you've got like the Baptists, the Protestants, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like some of like the funny differences, like Catholics don't read the Bible. Like they don't read the Bible, like the actual, like the whole Bible. They read like small passages from the Bible, and then they sing songs and do like rituals.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like kneel a lot, and then stand, and then kneel, and then stand, and then kneel, and then
And
stand.
collect money.
And they all say
Collect
like,
money.
and God was there, and then it's like, and God be with you, and like they all like they know like there's like pre phrases like preempt the crowd to respond.
Yeah.
And then you've got like Protestant churches, which is what like pretty much I was raised in, because my stepmom at the time was a Protestant, and that's like the fucking, we love Jesus. Like those motherfuckers, they love, I love Jesus Christ, and they just like get in there and they sing, and it's just like, they're just hardcore, like they just, and they love Jesus and they want you to know it, right?
Yeah.
And then like the Jewish people, like because when I was in basic training in the army, I went to the Jewish service because that's where they had bagels in there, and we didn't get to eat very much in basic training, so like free food, so that's where I went. And it was like because they read the Old Testament, that's their Bible, the Old Testament, and so basically I was already pretty familiar with it because it's part of the Christian Bible, and they just kind of like to chill and eat. Like there's no like, it's not real strict. It's more just kind of like, they're doing their still ceremonial things, but it's a lot less uptight. And then like another church that I went to, Christian church, they were all about memorizing the Bible, like reading the Bible from front to back and memorizing all the verses. And all.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, so I went to this thing. I went to this thing as a kid called Awanas, and it was like It's like a little church group basically. It's like daycare. It's like but church daycare. And you would have this vest, and it was kind of like a Boy Scout type thing, but it was a church version. And like you would win all these like medals and crowns, and then all these jewels inside of them, and all these patches and all this shit for your vest, right? And so your vest could get like totally decked out. And so naturally, me as a kid wanting to be a winner, I just started memorizing all that shit. So I read the Bible a ton, and like just started getting all this bedazzle.
Like the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, it's like the Boy Scouts. Yeah.
Yeah. They say Buddhism is like the most like logic. Like I worked with a guy who was a Buddhist, and he was just telling me he wasn't pushing nothing on me. He just telling me some shit.
Yeah,
To me,
Buddhism
it sounded
enlightenment.
logical, you know. What that?
Yeah. They believe in enlightenment. They don't really believe like God.
Yeah, like nothing's forced on you. It's all about just learning yourself. I don't know. It seemed okay.
Yeah, well, that's like the Protestant church. Like they're the type of people that like go protest in front of fucking Planned Parenthood.
Oh yeah. They're extreme. They're nuts.
They're like sinners. Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, we'll catch you later. Yeah, they're hardcore. And to me, like that just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Anybody that's too into something, one thing, I don't care what it is, you're something wrong. You're a little crazy.
Well, the thing is like when they're doing that, they're not representing like the Bible, like because like Protestants, they love Jesus, they want everyone to love Jesus. But like if you want someone to love something, right? Do you go to them and tell them like
force them?
Hey, you're gonna go to hell if you don't listen to me?
Yeah, you're forcing them or scaring them.
Why do you think the fucking Mormons have so many people in their church? Because they fucking ride their bikes door to door, and they're like, "Hello."
Yeah, but when the world comes to an end, you want to be a Mormon.
They're like, "You want to play a game? Want to just hang out for a little bit?"
you remember that South Park episode?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. We're all in hell. Which one was the right religion? The Mormons. It would be the Mormons.
What are the Mormons? Are they like BYU, Brigham Young, them guys?
It's like I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about it because I got a lot of family that's Mormon, but like,
what do you want to know, Roach? What do you want to know?
Because they know everything.
Aren't they all that part of the country? Isn't that where they're from? Like Utah, all them Mormons? Is that what I'm thinking?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Mormon.
Okay, that's what. Yeah, okay.
That's where BYU's at. That's like the big Mormon college.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, Brigham Young, all them, they're all Mormons. Yeah, I don't know nothing about them, but I know that area is a lot of heavy Mormon area. I really don't care what anybody does as long as they don't bother me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's the thing is like, why could you like? It's so crazy to judge. Like that's why I don't understand why these Christians go protest shit. It's like, why not offer a helping hand? And it's like most of the people that call the Mormons crazy have never done more research into the religion than watch that South Park episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I need to.
Same thing about Islam is like a lot of people just assume, a lot of Americans just assume that if people are like reading the Quran that they're a terrorist. You know, because they've done as much research into it as the South Park episode. And most of the hardcore religious people have done as much research into their own religion as they have into the ones they're hating. And that's why they hate.
Yeah.
Because none of the books, I've never read the Quran, but none of the books say like, tell everyone that if they don't love Jesus, that they're a dirty little sinner and they're going to go to hell. You know? It's like all the fat people telling you that you're a sinner. It's like, well, gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins, right?
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like I don't need rules and like, I know not to steal from somebody or try to embarrass somebody on purpose or, like I don't cheat on my wife, shit like that. Like, just live your life as a, normal person
Right.
instead of being a fucking, you could go to church all you want. These guys go to church every Sunday, and then they're out with their girlfriend that night. You know what I mean? They got a wife at home with kids, and they're not home. You know what I mean? But they're at church.
Yeah.
But,
The problem that we run into as a society is that there's a fine line between understanding morals and having morals and following a specific set of morals. And I'll give you an example. There was, and I'm not saying right or wrong or indifferent. I'm just going to sort of give the example. So those guys in Colorado, a gay couple came in and said, "Hey, we want you to bake a cake," and he's like, "I can't do it because of my morals." The government steps in and says, "You have to bake a cake or you have to go out of business."
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Now here's the deal.
Yeah.
I am
that's
not a person who, I mean, if I was them, I'd say, fuck it. I make cakes. They want a cake. I make a cake.
Yeah.
But the reality is
Yeah.
that the government stepping in and saying, you have to do this. And here's what that's called, at least from my perspective, here's what that's called. It's called legislating morality. And as soon as a society has to get to the point of teaching people how to be nice to each other,
Yeah.
it is in the process of decay. It is on the downward trend to fucking oblivion.
But I got a different opinion on that. That cake thing was less about morality, more about
it didn't matter.
Like if they came in, well, it'd be like if they came in and said, "I'm not making a cake because you're black."
Yeah, it's the same. When you own it's the same idea.
I don't disagree, but that's the point. Is
the
that
same idea.
How here's the reality. I'm not saying that isn't wrong.
The Purge.
But I am saying that as soon as you have to create a law for someone to be nice to someone or treat someone else with respect, we're screwed.
Yeah.
As a society, we're screwed.
But we do have laws that you can't be, racist. You have,
of course, I know that. Again, that's what I'm saying is that we as a society have to create laws to keep people from. I don't know.
He's saying we shouldn't have to. It should just be natural.
If that is what we have to do.
Then again, the
Ten
Commandments doesn't have brave, doesn't have child molestation, doesn't have, So
it's I understand, and I'm just saying it's the same principle. This particular one was something non-violent. It wasn't necessarily referenced. It was just their inability to be able to decide for themselves what they wanted to do.
Right, and exactly, and that's the thing is like let's say if someone is a big believer in the Bible, right, and they're living their life by the Bible, right? Well, the Bible, for the most part, is a good way to live your life by, if those are your rules, regardless of what you believe. Like they believe in the Bible, if you don't believe in it, but they're not bothering you and they're not causing any other harm to society, then it shouldn't fucking matter, regardless of all this other shit, right? Regardless if they're a woman, if they're a different race than you, if they have some type of disfigurement, if they're disabled, if they're fucking ugly, right? Like nothing should matter. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? You make cakes, they've got money, deal, right?
Yeah.
Unless they come in,
if they won't make you a cake, go somewhere else.
Exactly.
If they want, I mean,
I never understood why they need to go somewhere else too. It's like I wouldn't want a cake from someone that didn't want to make me a cake.
But that's the thing, is like everyone's standing on their fucking pedestal. They're like,
exactly.
They're like, no, I want my cake from here.
Yep.
And it's like
they're just looking to get offended. Everybody wants to get offended over everything. They look to get offended instead of just looking to be normal.
Well, they're looking for a handout.
Also we're very litigious.
It's not. Here's the deal. There's nothing wrong with a gay couple wanting a cake for a wedding. I mean, and I'm not. No matter who you are, and I guess if you have a problem with that, then I guess I have a problem with you. The reality is that it's not about that. It's about the couple. If they didn't want to do it, they should have just gone somewhere else. But it was about proving a point of I am equal or I am whatever.
Yeah.
To the point where the government had to step in. And I'll say this: if the guys got to the point where it was that at that level, maybe I would have thought, well, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I'm being too. I mean, here's a question: what would Jesus do? Or in my reverse, whenever I'm feeling frustrated about some situation in the government, I say, who would Jesus bomb? I mean, that's the reality. That's really what we're saying. It's one way or the other. Either what would Jesus do? Because he's going to love everyone, or who would he bomb? Because clearly he's all about destruction. Take your pick.
Yeah, that's like that Ricky Gervais thing. I don't know if you guys ever heard that Ricky Gervais, and he's like,
No,
if you believe in God, he's like, and God is the creator of all things. He goes, but insurance companies, they won't cover you. Sometimes they tell you, no, it was an act of God. He's like, it's not like they have a direct hotline to God. They call God and they say, ring. God says, hello. Says, hey, this is the insurance company. Did you drop a tree on Jeff Baxter's house? And he goes, a lot of Jeff Baxter's. He's like, then he tells him the address and the date and the time, and God goes, oh, Jeff Baxter looks through his thing, and he goes, oh, no, that wasn't me. I was in Africa giving AIDS to babies. You know, and it's like, whoa. But that's the thing, is like, you know, everyone just wants it one way, but they don't want to look at the other way. You know what I mean? Like, everyone wants to have an iPhone, but no one wants to know about the little African kid that climbed down in a hole to get the lithium to power that phone, right? That's tough to talk about, right? Or they pretend that they care, but they don't really care.
As long as I get it cheaper. Send
It
two
was
kids
actually a
home.
comment. So Alex said the problem is when you once it starts affecting you, that's when it's a problem, is essentially what he was saying. And it's the same thing. So you don't really worry about that kid in Africa until all of a sudden it's something that you have to deal with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what if it was your kid
The,
that's
uh,
going down in that mine?
Yeah.
Then you'd be
that
like,
soccer
oh, well,
coach-
screw that.
And that's how they get
You know-
those uprisings. Because most of the
You guys know that
people
soccer
that are complaining about shit are people that it doesn't affect them at all, but if it did affect them, they would not be happy. And they've got the time, because most of the people that it does affect don't have the time to fucking complain about it.
Yeah, there was a soccer coach that got fired because he wouldn't wear the Nike, and so he actually went to, I think, China, wherever, and lived with the people that, you know, the workers, and, you know, making $1 a day, and just, you know, living in squabble, and yeah, lived down there for like a couple months or whatever, and just, you know, proved how insane it is. But yeah, nobody cares about that shit.
Yeah, I don't like Nike. I hate
You know,
Nike.
you know,
Not because of
if you
that.
gotta, you know, if your factory has to have suicide nets around it, there's an issue.
Yeah. I don't care about that. I don't like the way they stuck up for scummy athletes, like Kaepernick. They gave him a great deal, and they actually snubbed their nose at the military, the cops. Hey, you wouldn't even have a fucking business if it wasn't for the military and the cops in this country. You know what I mean? And you're gonna side with these losers. This Kaepernick, he can't throw a football now. He wants to make some money. You know what I mean? I hate Nike for that. I won't buy nothing, but I don't care about the other shit.
And that's the thing, is like, there's always going to be something.
Yeah.
And so really everyone should just be nice. It would be that easy. Volume's picking up right here. Let's see if we can get this F to break out finally.
There must be like a gene or something that you know, there's people that are nice, people that are just shit on everyone, or, you know, I don't know.
I think that most times people, well, actually, I don't know, because sometimes I hear my son say things that I'm just like, damn, I totally get that. And I wonder, like, did he learn that from me, or is that just how he is and we're the same? You know what I mean? So you wonder, is it people are rotten because, you know, all people were rotten and that's the only thing they know? Or, you know, is there like predestined? Is there like some type of DNA that you can just force you to be a fucking asshole your whole
I
life?
think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of both, and then being an example is a big, huge. I mean, the kids are watching you. They pick up on everything. You know what I mean?
So I did
You know,
I did that 23andMe and I got it back and I realized I'm 30% asshole.
That's a Mormon
what's
uncle.
that? What's 23andMe?
It's
It's a way you send your DNA
yeah. That's
and
how
they
we
give
Oh,
you
they're
all your
not even
ancestry.
giving you the fucking. They're
That's
not even. They just make up shit. Send me the money. I'll tell you what you are. What's your last name? I'll just fucking make up shit.
good luck.
You came from some fucking Viking and the Irish attacked you.
Wrong.
Scottish.
Nice try though. Haven is
Mexican.
actually a German. Haven is actually a German name,
Haven,
which
German.
is not all of our ancestry by a long shot.
Yeah, mine's a German name too. Roland. It used to be Roland. Now it's Roland. My mother's side was Italian, Coletti.
Yeah, we actually have some Irish royalty in our DNA. And I traced our name Gonzalez all the way back to Mexico in the 1600s.
There's probably a million of them.
So like well no, so like my uncle's mom and my dad's mom, her maiden name was Gonzalez, and then her dad was Mexican.
I'm
That's
black.
what I'm saying. Though, isn't
But I thought he was
Gonzalez?
but I thought he was Spanish for
German
the
name?
I thought we were Spanish for the longest time. But it turns
I thought it
out
was
that
Spanish too, because
it's not.
usually Gonzalez with an S is Spanish, not Mexican.
Normally it is, but like
They were Spanish. They were only in Mexico in Jalisco. They came. Your great grandma
It's
Gardner
Jalisco.
came from Spain.
Well, then she must have married a guy who was from
She
Mexico,
did.
because that's
Yeah, but they
right.
they lived in Mexico for years, but they were light skinned.
Yeah, well, everyone
But I
in
think it's from
Jalisco is
both.
light skinned, but it traced it all the way back to the 1600s. So that would have been when Spain. So like, I mean, that's still pretty. That's not like a Spanish come over now. That's like how Mexican was formed,
Right,
basically.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
because like that's like Spanish and like the Aztecs or all those native tribes that were there at the time, and then Mexican was something that came out of that.
Well, who was the guy who landed in Mexico and then burnt the ships?
Cortez.
Cortez. Where was he from? Spain?
Spain.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
They all got mixed up too. They're all with the Indians. And they're all kind of mixed.
Well, it's just funny because like you look at me and look at my dad, especially during the summertime, because my dad gets really dark and he has dark hair, brown eyes. And then you look at me and I have colored eyes and I mean I get tan but not really, and I have blonde hair, and we look really similar even though we have like really different complexions.
Right.
Yeah.
You have your mom. She's got
My mom's genes are like strong as hell, yeah.
Yeah, because your skin is more like hers. If you're in the sun too long for a short period of time, too bright, don't you get those water blisters?
No.
Or those blisters?
No. I don't burn at all.
Oh, so you got my skin.
Yeah, I have your skin but not the color.
Yeah.
I don't burn at all. It's really weird.
The Mexican version of people who came over here on the Mayflower. Exactly. And then immigrated to America.
Yeah, one thing that I could go with the minority. If I was to apply for a job or anything like that, I could play that minority card because I'm 50%. But you would never guess in a million years looking at me that I'm Mexican.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know that.
We're 50%. I thought it was a quarter.
Mom is 100%.
I thought she was only 50. I thought
grandma,
the husband Grange. She was married
and grandpa. Well, not the grandpa we knew. The grandpa
Grange.
you knew isn't our grandpa.
It was whatever his last name was. Grange was his name.
No, that is not our grandpa. Our grandpa's last name is. Oh, our biological grandpa's last name was Gonzalez.
No, that was her maiden name, dude.
No,
That's her maiden name.
her
That's not
husband.
her. No, that wasn't her husband. That was her maiden name.
Her husband, her original mom's dad is Mexican.
I don't know about his nationality, but his name wasn't Gonzalez. I can tell you that.
Something like that. No, I'm pretty sure that's it. That is. Well, Dad has all that.
Yeah, just
So-
ask Grandpa for that shit. He's got it all.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure she is. Because I always thought that we were German, and it turns out we're fucking English, Irish, and Mexican.
Yep.
With the last name Haven, it just seemed.
So, and my theory about that is that whoever came over here was probably either Irish or Scottish on the
Or
Haven
Scottish, that's
on the
right,
Haven
Scottish.
side, and probably changed their name because they had heard how the Irish were getting treated in the United States.
Oh, maybe.
And they probably changed their name from an Irish name because, or an Irish and Scottish names are pretty similar, but they probably changed it from that so they didn't get treated like shit. And they're like, oh, we're a Yankee.
They were slaves for a while.
My name is
They hate each other
Smith.
too, don't they?
Well,
The Irish and the Scottish, don't they hate each other?
I think
Real,
they.
like,
I
really,
think they.
really.
No, the Irish and
I
the
think they
English.
I think they kind of
Scottish
both
is,
agree that they hate England. Yeah.
Scottish and English are similar. Scotland is in between Ireland and England, right?
I mean, like they used to be England, so that's the
Right.
whole like beef.
Yeah.
That's why Australians
Yeah,
hate the
yeah.
English. You know, Australia is basically an English colony. Still, like
a
just
prison.
Yeah.
I think everyone hates the English.
just a giant one.
Sorry, Tommy.
Everyone in America hates the English because we're like brainwashed in school to hate the English. From a young kid, you learn like England is bad. So back inside yesterday's range here now too. Tick is low. See if they're gonna try to flush it down to VWAP. That'll be kind of their target here, you would assume. Remember, we're still one time framing down, and the market's been balancing for the past hour. D period here, E period's inside D period, F period's still inside E period. So it gives us a pretty easy opportunity here to either look for acceptance below this E low or look for acceptance above this E low. And the target obviously is going to be, if you're looking to get long, back up here to where volume's at as a reversion to mean trade. Or if it holds below this E low, you're going to be targeting the open and then this weak low here, where all the volume's at.
Counts are starting to climb, so it's turning into more of a battleground.
The Nasdaq's still a ways off of its VWAP. Wonder if the Nasdaq's the trade to take, because the Nasdaq's gonna pull back probably 590.
Sectors have been dropping a bit. IT's down about 20% from where it was maybe an hour ago, if that.
Yeah, like I say, it's kind of in like no man's land here. Whether is it going to go back down into that range or is it going to run up to the next one?
Right. And it looks like just mechanical selling right here off the 6150. It looks like we should see 65 again. Watch for backing and filling of 74. If you did take that little responsive long, you know, your target is here. But you have to understand, if sellers that are up here move down, back and fill this and continue the one-time framing down, because you're not safe in this trade until we get a cessation of one-time framing back to the upside. that lets you know, right? So there's an auction that went up, it ended, now there's an auction going down, right? This is a temporary ending, but we haven't seen really a buyer lift the offer high enough to tell us that the auction really still is going down. So that's the thing about these responsive trades, right? You're taking a responsive trade off of a low using a nice tight stop, but you are buying a one-time framing down market. Even though all the internals are looking okay and we're above the VWAP, you still got to be, this has got to be a hard stop for you. You can't just hold it and be like, oh, it's going to come back, right? That's how people get into trouble. And the level to clear is 68. That's the I mean, it's been the level pretty much all day, but it's also the weekly VWAP right now. So we monitor for backing and filling. Let's see if these offers are going to start moving lower. A little bit of selling down here. Damn, it's 1 o'clock. I gotta work out. You're Scottish, Black, and Mexican? Oh, damn. You know, it said like 4.7% North African. I think I think it says that on everyone's. That's basically like where the farthest back they can track human DNA. So people would ask me like, "What race are you?" I'm like, "Black." Well, I'm 5%, so that's what I claim. That's how I identify.
Yeah.
So look, it failed up there. It's at 6150. That's where it needs to get above and hold, really. 68 to confirm, that's the resistance, but it needs to get outside of this previous day's range. If it starts to get accepted at that previous day's range, starts to get
AMD
ugly.
starting to tip or starting to dip. We're not at the all-time, not at the daily low, but I mean it in the last, I don't know, minute, it's probably dumped probably 20 cents. Bot's going positive. Well, it's very close to positive.
We passed 15 minutes in the tick, all pretty much below that zero line. A lot of selling coming in. Basically bounced right off the VWAP almost.
No, what's up? A bang? Oh. No, I didn't hear nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Look how full the book gets every time the market bounces. Every time the market bounces, it seems like all these orders like, oh shit, ah, and they try to like rush in. It's like they feel like they're gonna miss the bottom. And you wonder what kind of buyers those are. Like who does that? Is that institutional money, you think?
I doubt it would be institutional. It sounds like it's more retail.
Yeah, it seems like retail.
People who don't really understand the trend.
Or they're not looking at the TPO.
I have no idea.
If we're this low in the candle at the end of the period, though,
There's only 1 minute left until
yeah,
peak.
this thing is trying to take D-low. Well, I don't know if it'll take D-low, but because that'll have to pass open. Open's going to be a battleground for
But that's
sure.
definitely the target here.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it doesn't break that D low, then probably head back up to the the 61 or
Yeah, the thing is like the tempo is so slow. It could still break this D low, and then if it gets back above the open, boom, shorts are trapped short again. It's like yesterday, we had all these shorts just getting too short, and then boom, you know, it ripped up off the bottom 10 handles at the end of the day. So here's G period.
I want to fuck my car.
So let's think about this. Right, we've got 5 TPOs up here, and now we've got 5 down here. Oh, only 4 there, but we've got 5 here. So we're seeing value shift lower. So now if we see volume follow value, then we can assume that's where the continuation is going to be. If volume doesn't start to follow value, then we can assume a reversion to mean. And look how much volume is going to have to come in comparatively. Like there's 19,000 volume here. There's 8,000 volume here. So you can assume it's going to take some supply to break this level, right? So imagine here if we were to go back to our split profile, you know, in order to balance this profile back out, excess, see this kind of little gap right here, but for the most part, a pretty balanced profile. To finish it off, it would make sense at least the market goes back up to 64. If volume can't come down. And you're seeing volume come down right here, actually, 62. When we break it away from A period, which is the highest volume period, most likely. Kind of seeing volume come down.
A period was 6% up from yesterday. All the rest of them are like 1 and 2% up from yesterday.
And so we're seeing where all the selling came in right here. C, D, E, F, G, all one time framing down. All the selling right above the prior day high. That's not really the best look, I think, for sellers. So just keep note of that. Even though, you know, most volume is still up here, but that means above this prior day high, the 6150, if G period gets back up there, we're going to see shorts cover. And if we jump over this volume, lack of volume here, that's going to tell us that sellers are trapped below the 6150, and then we rotate back to excess. Right? So we've got DXS, CXS, right? We've kind of using our brains here. And then it rotates back up where we have a ledge where sellers have been busy. And the only way to confirm that the buyers really kind of stepped in would be a cessation of one time framing, so a break of the 68, which is kind of our big level here.
I was going crazy.
Someone's been holding the tick down here below 0. If we see a breach of that, start to see the weighted AD make a higher high. I want to see the weighted AD above 288 kind of here. Tick gets smacked back down. Really keeping a tight eye on the NASDAQ because the ES is basically a couple handles above the VWAP. VWAP's like 57, 56.50. But the NASDAQ's a little bit higher than that above its VWAP. And so it's kind of making me think that it's going to drag the ES up. All right, Patrick, have a good day, man. And those bid orders didn't chase up right here. So they're not really chasing up. Profit takers right there, but like back when we were down at like that 57 area, 56 area, there was those, like I was saying, it was like there were, as soon as the market would start to bounce, they would just hammer it. Well, right now they're not really doing that too much. G high is mechanical right off that prior day high. That's a weak look from buyers. If it gets back up here and can't bust the 6150, that's gonna be a brutal look, and that'll probably cause a liquidation. Great. 52 maybe. That's like the weak spot in the profile right here, 62 or 52, excuse me. If we get a liquidation, that will be the target. So NASDAQ fails, coming back down. 44.51 put calls. All puts. There it goes. Right to the VWAP. Let's see if it's going to continue. No continuation yet. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Market's just getting so slow. I'm about to fall asleep, and I need to get some lunch and eat, and then I got to go pick up the kids. I'll share the screen in Discord, but I'm going to stop the stream. No reason to keep the stream up all day. It just seems, you know, too much. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful day, and make sure that you are managing risk and sticking to your trade plan, and I will catch you guys later.